Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley with you on your Friday morning. We are broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. Guys, it's time to celebrate. It's a Victory Friday. Titans win last night. I'm sure the whole fan base is thrilled, and we're going to get a whole lot of encouraging texts and calls today. You can't sugarcoat it. Cam Ward was bad last night, really bad in a lot of different ways. And it is crazy how fast the sentiment around one player can change, where Monday we're having to talk people down from being too excited about Cam Ward after the weekend he had. And today people are saying they want Mitch Trubisky to start week one. Like I said it on Monday. If you ride the wave, you're going to have a very tiring preseason to lead up to week one against the Jets. But there is no denying it. Cam Ward was objectively bad last night.
Of course. Yeah, there's no denying it. I put it out last night that I would give him a C+, not thinking he would come in for that third drive. And then he goes in that third drive, 3 and out, and almost is intercepted. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to have to knock this down to like a C- D+. This is not good. So, yeah, you're right. If you ride that wave, man, you're going to feel every brunt of force that possibly is thrown your way. I'm under the impression it's one game that's in the preseason. Curtis Rourke is not a better quarterback than Cam Ward.
He looked like it last night, but
how much of that is
1 quarter of a preseason game does not make a quarterback.
No, but I mean, you're right. There's no sugarcoating it. He was bad last night. Now it's all about next week. How can you bounce back? How can you bounce back in practice tomorrow? We'll see, but it was bad. It was not good.
Yeah, and I thought Robbie put it well at the end of his show. There's reason for concern after last night, for sure. I'm not going to sit here and say that last night doesn't mean anything whatsoever, because he was playing backups, and there were at least 4 throws/decisions yesterday that I was like, what are you doing, Cam? And so concern, I think, is the right word. It's concerning the way he played last night in the first real game experience we've seen of year 2 Cam Ward. Panic, I think let's wait until we see the first month of the regular season go before we get to panic and saying, all right, maybe this is just a complete disaster. But there are 3 that stand out to me that were just really, really bad last night. Everyone's going to point to the intentional grounding. I don't know what was going through his mind on that play. It felt like after the 95-yard drive, which relied mostly on the short passes and the run game, maybe he just was like, I want to go make a play. And he started to hunt downfield. The footwork was bad on that play. And then when you got a defender bearing down on you, you got to get out as fast as possible. He waited too long. Ball slips out of his hands, ends up being intentional grounding. That was clearly the worst play that he made last night.
Yeah. I mean, would you like some analytical deep dive?
There you go.
Cam Ward?
Sure.
Courtesy of Adam Vingen, because of course it is. Cam Ward last night, passing 5 for 12. We know this. Pressured passes, 2 for 4. Obviously, those were completions to Gunnar Helm and Calvin Ridley. Non-pressured passes, 3 of 8. Quick passes, that's under 2.5 seconds, 3 of 8. Long passes, meaning he had over 2.5 seconds in the pocket to throw, 2 of 4. Short passes under 10 air yards, 5 of 10. Intermediate passes of 10 to 19 yards, 0 for 2. So passes out of the shotgun hit 11 out of 12. Or 11 out of 12 passes were out of the shotgun. I think that's what that's trying to say.
Yeah.
And then, of course, your scramble, 1 for 2 yards.
Yeah.
Not great.
See, the first drive, there was nothing flashy about it, right? Like Cam Ward, he hit 2 throws. Calvin Ridley hit him in stride on a drag route on 3rd down. That's what he needed to do. Hit your open receiver, move the chains.
It's a pitch and catch. It's simple.
Great. He got out of the pocket, didn't have anything open downfield, took what he could get on 1st down, got 2 yards. Not a great scramble, didn't exactly show off the wheels, but it was the right decision of it's 1st down. I don't need to hunt downfield. I'm going to take what the defense gives me. hit Gunnar Helm on a great executed screen pass. It was a really great play call from Brian Daboll. And basically the running game did the rest after that. He didn't have to do much else on that drive. But I think you looked at it and you said, that's Cam Ward playing within the offense. He's playing within the system, and it led to a 95-yard touchdown drive. I would have called it like a B for Cam Ward. The miss to Wan'Dale Robinson on the screen pass, we'll get to in a second. That was horrible. But that first drive, he executed what he needed to do. And I think he got bored with it, right? Like, I think he might have gotten bored with just executing what he needed to do and was trying to hunt things. And that leads to the intentional grounding. That leads to the near interception on the ball to Connor Tate on his final play of the day. The last two drives, it looked like a rookie making his first start again, which that can't happen in year two. Concern is the right word. It's still just one drive of a preseason, or one quarter of a preseason game. There's a long way to go here. But yeah, I think people are right to be concerned about what Cam Ward looked like last night.
There's no excuses for him. You can't use he's never played in this system before in a real life game, because guess what? You know who's playing on the other side? Guys that are going to be delivering my Zaxby's next week.
It was their second team, right? Like, I understand, but yes, the guy, excuse. He was not playing Fred Warner. He was not playing Nick Bosa. He wasn't playing Deommodore Lenoir, and there was still struggles just from what he was doing. A lot of it was self-inflicted mistakes. We can go to the screen pass to Wan'Dale Robinson. Like, that's bad. The worst play he made was the intentional grounding. That play is the most concerning to me. That is supposed to be a handoff. Mm-hmm. Like, they call those plays, Brian Callahan said it all the time last year, that was run solution, right?
Extension of the run game.
It's an extension of the
exactly
run game.
what it is.
That is supposed to be a handoff for an NFL quarterback, right? Like, you turn, throw out, Wan'Dale Robinson.
Doesn't have to be a fastball.
Go get 5 yards. Just put it on him. He missed him. Like, that would have been a wild pitch in a baseball game. Catcher wouldn't have made that play.
Well, he threw it like a Cy Young winner at 102 miles an hour. There's no reason for that.
It was not good. That was the most concerning play, because the accuracy, like, there were a couple of inaccurate passes. The out route to Connor Tate, he probably needs to hit on the second drive. But that one is one, there's just like, set your feet, put it on him. It's supposed to be basically a handoff out there for an NFL quarterback. And you didn't only miss him, you missed him by a mile. So that play was obviously bad. And then the last play of the drive, his final drive to Connor Tate, probably should have been picked.
He just dropped it.
I mean, he was trying to fit it in a window. And
I think he was a little forced too.
Right. I think
that was really good coverage.
There might have been some frustration there from Cam Ward and saying, it's third down, I have to make a play here. And he basically tried
to force it. He saw Connor Tate one-on-one. He tried to force it to him. But the play never stood a chance.
Those three plays were very concerning. And then, of course, the out route miss to Connor Tate. It was bad. It was bad from Cam Ward. And again, that doesn't mean he's on bust watch here. And everybody needs to be looking at when is Robert Saleh going to pull the plug and put in Mitch Trubisky soon?
No.
They spent the first overall pick on him. If he's not the guy, whether you wanted to pick him first overall or not, if he's not the guy, that sets this franchise back multiple years, because now you got to start over at quarterback. So that's it. He's going to get every opportunity to be the franchise quarterback. He is going to get a long leash. So there's no need to freak out right now, because he's going to get opportunities to improve. But in terms of data points that you could have had last night for Cam Ward, I can't imagine it going much worse than that, other than multiple turnovers.
Like I said, there's no excuse other than, a couple of decent plays that he should have had. Like the Gunnar Helm play, that sidearm to him, that was nice. That was what I wanted to see from Cam Ward, because it wasn't designed and he improvised and it looked good. But other than that, I got nothing. I got no excuses. There's no, it's the first preseason. There's a little bit of that, obviously. It's a preseason game. Who cares? But at the same time, he went in there against backups.
Yeah.
And looked bad. It makes me wonder if this were a real game and the 49ers sent their full defense out there. How bad would it be?
You might have been down 21-0 immediately, because I highly doubt the Titans are able to march 95 yards on that first drive against Fred Warner. And
Fred Warner's picking that off.
Yeah. It was, again, I can't really imagine much of a worse outcome for Cam Ward yesterday, but you do have to remember that it's still August. It was August 13th. He's got a month to get ready for the regular season. I was thinking about it on the way in of like, all right, you can be concerned now and say that the things that you were worried about with Cam Ward last year clearly have still not gotten better. The decision-making was an issue last night. I honestly thought he almost fumbled on that intentional grounding, which obviously was an issue last year of it just slipping out of his hand. So that's an issue. The accuracy, an issue. The footwork, an issue. All of that reared its ugly head last night. So I think it is very fair for people to be concerned. I said it earlier, and I said it to Robbie. I think week 4, if you get through week 4, because you go Jets, Eagles, Giants, Ravens. If you're like 1-3, 0-4 after those 4, and you're still seeing the same issues for Cam Ward over and over and over, I think that's when you start to say, all right, is this seriously going to be a complete disaster and they might have to pull the plug? But that's still 2 months away. Like, he's got time to get better, and Brian Daboll has time to coach him up. It was a bad data point last night, but it's still another data point in his progression as he gets ready for the regular season.
And in the grand scheme of things, I think it's a minor data point in terms of the story of Cam Ward. If this were a regular season game, then absolutely I would be overly concerned. I am concerned right now because, like you said, those are things that we saw last year, and they looked exactly the same.
Right.
You made a great point. It looks like a rookie making his first start, which I don't even know if we can say that, because Fernando Mendoza last night looked fantastic.
He definitely had his moments. I mean, I loved seeing Fernando Mendoza, the clip of one of his first completions where turns the back to the defense in play action and then just steps up and rips it. Like, that was one of the big concerns for Fernando Mendoza was he hadn't played under center. He hadn't had to turn his back to the defense and turn around and be able to make the right read. And he did it, and then had the touchdown pass as well. So Mendoza looked good last night. Drew Aller looked good last night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there aren't a ton of excuses for Cam Ward. I know Robert Saleh said the game kind of sped up for him a little bit. And maybe part of it was first game action in 7 months, but that's for everybody. Everybody was playing their first game in 7 months. Everybody was playing in that game environment. Not everybody was facing backups the entire time, right? And so there just aren't a ton of excuses you can make for Cam Ward yesterday. It was just bad, but you have to also look at it and say, is the season over? No. Are you 0-6 and they're firing the coach? And no, it is a preseason game. He's going to get a chance to bounce back from it. You've now got a week from today is the joint practice against Seattle. Let's see how he's able to build off of this and rebound. And if he doesn't, and he looks the same against Seattle, looks the same against Chicago, you might be pretty clenched heading into the regular season about Cam Ward.
Honest question. Do you think it'll look better against Seattle's defense?
Depends on if they play their starters or not, right?
Thursday's going to be, or Friday next week is going to be a fun day.
Yeah. Right. Against Seattle, like, in the joint practice, you're going to see everybody. So I am discouraged by what we saw last night, but you do have to look at it and say it still is 1 quarter in week 1 of the preseason. There's plenty of time for Cam Ward to learn and bounce back from this. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We will take your thoughts on our phone and text line. When we return, Cam Ward struggles. The Titans do win for whatever that's worth. Not much out there in San Francisco, but the Titans do get the win. And we will continue talking about Cam Ward. We'll get into the offensive line. Fernando Carmona, starter at right guard, and Cordell Volson didn't even play until the second half. The secondary struggles, including Cordell Flott. We'll get into all of it throughout the show today. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley, next man up, 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley with you. Titans win their preseason opener.
Is this song dedicated to Cam Ward?
There may be a little underlying meaning here.
Yeah, there you go.
Please don't prove I'm right.
Yeah.
Not again. Not again.
Cam Ward, not good. Bad, even last night. Lots of inaccuracy, poor decision-making, not a good start to his second year. The Titans win, though. They are the Titans have as many preseason wins over the past 2 calendar years as they have regular season wins.
Woohoo!
So, how about that?
I mean, let's not forget the 08 Lions.
They went 3-0 in the preseason.
3-0.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe you need to lose more preseason
the
games.
The 0-16 Browns, I believe, also went. They might have gone 4-0 with Deshaun Kaiser.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it does.
Preseason.
It shows you when teams win in the preseason that they're trying to see more of what they have at the top line. Like the teams that are confident in what they have in their starters don't play their starters, and that usually leads to you losing. Let's go to our phone lines, 615-737-1025. Our phone line's driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. I knew we were going to hear from him this morning. It's Trey. Trey, good morning. What you got?
Let's go.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, I just wanted to say that I finally got off work and I decided to watch.
Yo, you watched?
Whoa.
You watched?
Yes.
Not listened? You watched?
I watched.
All right, we need the full breakdown from Trey here.
Lord, where do I start?
That's where we're at.
Cam Ward is horrible, dude. It was basically, I would say, guys, it was basically, and I hope he's listening, it was basically what we saw last year. No progress, not even an inch of progress was seen last night from what I saw. Okay? He was overshooting the receivers. He couldn't he couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything. It was like he was throwing a baseball out there. Look, dude, the guy's fine.
I think we lost Trey.
That's all right.
He
Did
might
he get so
he
excited
might call
he
back.
just hung up?
Yeah. Trey might be calling back in. I think there's a difference between Cam Ward is horrible and Cam Ward was horrible last night, right? I think you can all agree that he was bad last night. That doesn't mean he is horrible. You got to see what he does in the regular season. Do we have Trey back?
No, Adam in Portland.
Okay, let's go to Adam in Portland on the text line or on the phone line. Adam, thanks for calling. Good morning.
Well, I'm not going to defend him, but I will say it's one preseason game.
Yeah.
I will say, like, seeing Mitch throw the ball, I'm like, oh God, Cam, you better figure it out because we're going to be screaming pretty quick. Like, especially if we lose to the Jets. Like, we couldn't have a better softball game to start, right? So if you lose to the Jets, we're probably 0-8. If we beat the Jets, who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, I feel the same tension that everybody else does. That's ugly. He should have fumbled the ball out of the end zone. That's what I thought he was going to do there for a second on that one play where he grounded it. I was like, he's got baby hands, man. Get him some Kurt Warner gloves. Something. You remember Kurt Warner, he had a problem with that, and they put gloves on him, and it fixed it. So maybe get him some of them. There's something weird going on with him fumbling that football, dude. But, yeah, no, we lose to the Jets. It's over with, but I'm going to wait until then.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Adam. And I said this earlier this week, too. I forget, was it Tuesday with you guys or it might have been Wednesday with Parker, that week one is just so important for the mindset of this fan base. Look at the reaction that we're seeing right now to one quarter of a preseason game. And again, I'm concerned by Cam Ward's performance too, but the reaction is just completely bonkers right now. I saw somebody tweet that Hendon Hooker's the best quarterback on this roster. We need to all just calm down a little bit.
Right.
Look at it reasonably, say it was bad last night, but also realize it's preseason. But yeah, if you lose game one and Cam Ward looks horrible, game over. People are going to lose their minds.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it's an apathetic fan base because I don't think we've reached that point yet, but this fan base is starved for a winning team.
Yep.
And they want to get it as quickly as they possibly can. And it was sold to us that Cam Ward would be the route to do that. And if he goes out there and he looks anywhere close to the way he looked last night, his first quarter of a preseason game, we're in trouble.
Yeah. And week 1, if he comes out, looks good, Titans win, I think that calms a lot of the nerves around here and buys him a little bit more time with the fan base. But yeah, if it looks like it did last night and you lose to the Jets, the pitchforks and torches are coming out, and I don't know if there's a way to put them back.
But here's something about the Titans fan base. They are very, very easily swayed. Cam Ward could come out and have a great practice tomorrow, and everyone will be right back on board.
That's what we were saying, is like people love to ride the wave. And I guess it's opposite ends of the spectrum. You get I love Robbie and Rex Rhodes' names. The Cam Dews.
The Cam Dews.
Friday and Sunday, he has 2 good practices, and the Cam Dews are ready to anoint him the savior and give him a $500 million extension. And then today, the "What are you doings" are out in full force saying it's time to start Mitch Trubisky. 4312, who I think is a moderately reasonable guy on the text line. You might disagree. He's our Louisville fan. He says
loves that guy.
Says I'm out on Cam. He's hot garbage. Like, this is what we get back and forth. Cam Ward needs a good game in week 1 against the Jets and needs a win week 1 against the Jets, or else I really do think that the mob mentality is going to take over. And I don't know if you can put the toothpaste back in the tube after that.
I don't know, man. I'm concerned. Not like, oh my God, he's a bust, but the things I saw last night, I'm concerned by. I'm concerned that he hasn't shown any development. And I thought we were getting there. That blue-white scrimmage last week
looked good.
Looked great. That Sunday practice where Connor Nute had 3 touchdowns across that one period looked great. And it feels like we're regressing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
question for you guys.
Yeah.
If the Titans are the same that they were last year, let's say they have 1 extra win, they're 4-13. What do you think that does in terms of apathy for this fan base?
I think a lot of people will check out.
Yeah.
I've said it before. I think right now you're at the stage of anger of, why is it so bad? We need to turn this around. But you win what? It would be 10 games in 3 years and 16-4. I think you would start to get some fans that say, who needs it? And they might move on. So yeah, you're at anger right now. It can be pretty quick to get to apathy if things keep going south.
You could be mad. It's okay. I'm mad too. Yeah. I'm concerned, but relax.
Right. It's still just a preseason. I mean, we're getting some texts of like 2-4-3-8. Cam Ward wasn't even good at Miami. It's just not true.
That's just not true.
Like Heisman finalist Cam Ward.
Right. Like,
yeah, he was bad.
Like, I was thinking about this on the way in. My mindset when the Titans first got the first overall pick was traded. Like, that was my first thought, because I had only heard what other people thought about Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, who were the 2 guys at that point. And I said, trade the pick. I watched Cam Ward and I said, that guy's got something. And I saw it. I know a lot of other people saw it. There were a lot of analysts who saw it. Clearly the Titans saw it. Now, does that mean it was the right decision? No, but you can't act like there wasn't something there at Miami that made him a Heisman finalist and made multiple NFL teams want to use the first overall pick on him.
Yeah. I mean, I bought in with you because remember, we were on the weekends at that time.
Right.
And, I was the biggest proponent of trade the pick because I didn't believe in either quarterback. But even right now, look at the national narrative surrounding Cam Ward. There's a lot of hope there from a lot of the analysts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that think he can be the one to help turn this franchise around. And look, that may not be true. We simply don't know yet. But last night was not any indication of where he is right now.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is.
Everything's a data point. You got to take what you can from practice last week where he was good, from the joint practice and preseason game in San Francisco where he was bad, and you can start to make your conclusions. But again, I don't think you can get to anything concrete until you actually start seeing real live football in regular season games.
And still, it's going to take some time. I think you said week 4. I would even go beyond that. I would give him to the trade deadline.
The bye week.
The bye week.
Which is what, week 9 this year?
Yeah.
I mean,
right at the trade deadline.
And I'm not saying if you get to week 4 and they're 0-4 and he looks bad, they're going to bench him. Mike Borgonzi has way too much riding on Cam Ward being the guy to bench him 4 weeks into his second season. But that's when I think you can start to panic a little bit if you're a Titans fan of, all right, this guy's not the guy. But I'm not there yet. Even though last night was obviously very bad. Trey is called back in. I want to get back to Trey so he can finish what his take on last night's game. Trey, thanks for calling back.
Thank you, buddy. Hey, I just wanted to say that, if this is a continuation from last year, then I'm checked out already, man. Because we were saying last year, everybody got on to me, Trey, you don't know, and then Derek said, okay, 20 games. After 20 games, we can make a decision on what Cam Ward is. Okay, I'm at the point to where, I already know what he is. One preseason game combined with last year, I'm seeing the same things. Like, what credibility does this guy have to be the center of our team? Like, you can't do the basic things. Okay, you can hand the ball off to Tony Pollard, but as far as throwing the ball check down, we had Cornell Tate was wide open. Most of them guys, had windows of opportunity to catch the ball, and he couldn't even deliver the ball. This is basic stuff here. And I'm concerned with the team. And I was saying, okay, Coach Callahan couldn't coach. Okay. And then, we got Coach Sala. But is it Coach Sala? I seen basic plays. I seen plays that he had in the book from last year that they was running last night, and he still couldn't do it. This isn't just, it's like, do I trust my blind eyes? I'm seeing it. It's not working. I hope it gets better, but I don't think it's right. I think we might win 4 games. And there's 2 of them with Will Levis and 2 of them with him. That's what I believe. I love you guys. Thank you, Jake.
Thanks for the call, Trey. Always great to get the Trey film analysis from last night.
He knows what he is already.
Yeah, and that's to use Trey as the example. I'm not there yet. I don't think we know what Cam Ward is. Last night is a step in the wrong direction, but I don't think 20 games would be 4 games into the season because I don't count the Jacksonville game. He played 1 drive in that game. So he played 16 games last year. 4 more games would get him to that 20 mark, which most people say it takes 20 games to know what a quarterback is going to be at the NFL level. Give him a month into the regular season, and let's see what he does. If it looks more like last night than it did last Friday at the stadium scrimmage, then yeah, you might start to know that he's a bust, and you might be looking at quarterback prospects next year.
One thing he said there, and I would bet my entire mortgage on, Will Levis ain't getting into a game this year.
Yeah. Will Levis is not going to make the team.
No. Will Levis is not going to be on this roster.
Will Levis is going to get cut. After last night.
You don't even – well, to be honest, this is what we talked about, our doomsday scenario. He doesn't look good enough in the preseason to find a trade partner.
Yeah.
So what do you do with him?
You cut him. Like, I think that's where he has not done anything to prove that he deserves to be on this team. And he hasn't done anything to show other teams that they should give up draft capital to come get him.
But he's one of the best 32 in the league. That's what he said.
No, he says there aren't 32 quarterbacks better than me.
He's correct.
Right. There's probably 70. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We'll continue to take your reaction. 615-737-1025. You can also chat with us on our YouTube page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at 1025 The Game for live shows and exclusive content. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley with you. Today, the Nashville Sounds take on Indianapolis at First Horizon Park. First pitch is at 6:35. Catch all the action on 94.9 The Fan. Presented by Twin Peaks, Family Leisure, Maple Street Biscuit Company, and Social Cantina. Titans did win 19-13 last night in San Francisco, but a lot of the dialogue today is about the poor start from really all of the Titans starters, offense and defense. Now, there was good in there on both sides, but Cam Ward on the offensive side obviously did not have a good day. 2-3-4-5 on the text line. Man, that's a nice one to say. 2,
That's
3,
fun.
4. Kevin from Greenbrier says, I've been listening to all the hype about Cam in training camp. Everybody getting excited. I've sat back and taken the Allen Iverson approach. Practice.
We talk about practice.
And I think that's the big thing is I said it to you this morning too before we came on air of like, if Cam Ward is a bust or if Cam Ward is a 3-time Super Bowl champion, it's not going to be determined by 3 drives in a preseason game. Now, you can be concerned about what you saw last night, but the coaching staff, the league, the front office who is trying to decide whether or not he deserves a long-term extension at the end of his rookie deal, they're not looking at, man, that throw he made against the 49ers in that preseason game. I don't know if we can do that. It's not going to be determined now. It's going to be determined by what he does from September to January. And so, yes, be concerned about what you saw last night because it was concerning. But again, this isn't where you're going to find out whether Cam Ward is a franchise quarterback or not. That's going to happen when the live bullets start flying in September.
I mean, it can give you tools. It can give you some knowledge going into the season of kind of where he's at. But as we've seen, some of those are inconsistent with how he actually plays. Last week, the Cam dudes, as we're going to call them, I guess, were riding high. Cam Ward had a great night Friday, great day Sunday in practice. And then, had a solid day in the joint practices with the 49ers.
Yeah, up and down.
Up and down. I would 16 of 23 for 2 touchdowns and a pick.
It seemed like it started well, and then throughout the practice kind of got worse.
And there were things that factored in, like you lose your top 2 left tackles.
Right.
Because they want to throw a punch. Which is another thing. Austin Deculus is awful.
Yeah, he was a loser from last night. That's for sure.
What have I said on this show? That guy would not make the 53 on any other team in the NFL.
Yeah,
that dude is bad.
I think last night probably shows the front office that they need to go get more depth on the offensive line and Will Levis was not good all on his own last night, but he was also getting absolutely no favors from the backup offensive line. They were horrible.
Yeah.
And Deculus was a big part of that. Cordell Volson, we can get more into the offensive line coming up next. Cordell Volson, who is listed as the starter on the depth chart, has been getting a lot of the first team reps at right guard, did not play until the second half because Fernando Carmona played with the 1s and with the 2s. And then when he did get in there, he was really, really bad. He was just getting pushed around out there. So, man, I don't know what Cordell Volson has looked like in practice all that much. I haven't been out I haven't been locked in on the right guard on every single rep.
It's fine.
But clearly he's shown, or he hasn't shown something, or Carmona showed something to make that flip, because based on the reps last night, it seems like Fernando Carmona is going to be the guy at right guard,
which I wouldn't have predicted about 2 weeks ago. It seemed like it was going to be Volson or Slater. And Slater was playing a lot of left guard last night. There was one point where the interior was Slater, Coogan, Carmona.
Yeah.
At the second
That
team.
was the second team.
And then, in the first team, it was Schlotman, Skaronski, Carmona.
Yep.
So, I don't know. He might be the guy there.
Hey, he looked good.
He did.
Not like world beater, all pro good, but you plugged him in there.
He did his job.
5th round rookie. He was violent.
Did his job.
They were pulling the guards a lot early on, and I saw Fernando Carmona run right through a blank's face a few times. I mean, just lighting people up in the run game.
He looked good.
I liked it for Fernando Carmona yesterday. I thought the first team offensive line looked good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the winner of the night is J.C. Latham.
J.C. Latham.
He looked good.
That was playing against second and third stringers when you're J.C. Latham and you're trying to prove that you're going to be the guy. Again, just as we said with Cam Ward, you can't make conclusions from this. You're not going to say J.C. Latham, give him the extension, all pro right tackle off of one game against backups. But what you're supposed to look like if you're going to be a high level right tackle against second and third stringers is dominant. And I thought he looked pretty dominant on that first drive.
Yeah, he looked good. And that's kind of what I've been talking about and what we need to see. He needs to start taking that jump like the guy on his offensive line with him, Peter Skoronski, did last year.
Yeah.
You got to prove something this year because your first round pick, you get a fifth year option. They got to decide this year if they're going to pick it up because that means you get to stay around and play for a second contract.
Yep.
They don't pick that up, you're probably out the door unless you show something monstrous next season.
Yeah. Again, last night doesn't tell you that J.C. Latham is going to be a star because, again, it was against backups. But that's what you expect a starting right tackle in the NFL to look like against backups. I thought he was good in the run game. I thought he really set up the screen to Gunnar Helm. He had a great block on that play. So overall, first team offensive line, solid. Dan Moore and Austin Schlottman gave up the sack that got called back because of the defensive holding. People were trying to blame Skoronski. I saw
that was all Dan Moore.
Niners beat writers, nothing against all of them, but they all seem to have like this weird, like the stribbling over Tate off of one practice, which Stribling looked good. And we'll talk about that coming up in the second hour of the show. Stribling looked good. Tate obviously didn't have a catch, but basing that off of one joint practice or one preseason game is ludicrous. And somebody tweeted out like, whoever made the sack on Cam Ward, $1 million salary. Peter Skoronski, $25 million salary, and he beat him. I'm like, did you watch the play? Skoronski tried to hand off the stunt to Dan Moore, and Dan Moore didn't take him. That was the issue. The guy was looping over the top, and Skoronski was trying to get back over, and Dan Moore didn't pick up his assignment.
And Schlottman just decided not to block
anybody on that play. Yeah,
he just sat there. So, yeah, concerns there for sure.
Yeah, the first team offensive line, not perfect, but I will say, I thought J.C. Latham, one of the big winners of the night. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We will get to your reaction coming up. A couple of texts I wanted to get to, a phone call as well. We'll get to all of you coming up to wrap up hour number one. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley, next man up, 1025 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game, Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley. Keep up with training camp with 102.5 The Game for the latest updates, player interviews, and more as we get you prepped for the upcoming football season. Coverage of training camp is presented by Tennessee Brewworks, Parman Energy, and the Music City Kickoff Game. We'd love to hear from you. Titans win their preseason opener last night, but lots of concerns about Cam Ward and some of the starters. Let's go to our phone lines, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Titans Jones is called in. Titans Jones, thanks for calling. Good morning.
Yeah. I'm in the building. I'm just playing. Listen, man. So the game I watched yesterday, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Of course, Cam looked like he was struggling. It's the first preseason game, but this gonna sound crazy to y'all. Quarterback wise, like standing in the pocket wise, trying to deliver the ball wise. Will Levis looked like the prototype quarterback, even though that offensive line and that running back couldn't hold a block to save his life. But I'm like, he was getting demolished. But I wanted to see him he was standing in the pocket trying to deliver the ball. I can't say that, man. And when you look at Cam was Cam didn't really look comfortable either, but Will Levis looked comfortable. It's just he was getting baptized out there, man. I just want to know what y'all think about that.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Cam did not look comfortable in the pocket last night. I think you saw happy feet a few times, specifically on that intentional grounding play. The feet just got away from him, and he didn't really have anywhere to go with the football. Yeah, Will Levis, he is the stereotypical, prototypical quarterback, right? When you look, he's big, he's strong, and I don't think there's fear for Will Levis in the pocket. He stood in there, just didn't look good last night.
His release is insane. It's perfect release. It's what happens after. That's bad.
Yeah, I mean, he missed Restrepo by half a football field on a ball behind him that could have been picked. And then I know he got hit from the blind side. I don't really blame him that much on that one, but it was still a ball thrown into like triple coverage for Bryce Oliver that got popped up in the air. He got very lucky that wasn't intercepted. So yeah, Levis was not good last night, but I do understand what Titans Jones was saying that, yeah, I mean, Cam Ward did not look comfortable at all last night, which is, it's strange because I feel like the trend has been throughout training camp, he looks more comfortable day by day. You're starting to see him look a little bit like the game is slowing down for him. And then everything got sped up last night. And I think that was the strangest development because it looked like it was progressing in the right direction throughout practice.
It's disappointing for sure. Look, I'm not coming away with any takeaways and proclamations that Cam Ward is not going to be the franchise quarterback of this team. But last night wasn't helpful for his case. I get it. It's first quarter of a preseason game against backups. You should dominate. I said this on my show last night. That first team offense, and I thought they were going to, at least in the first drive, because it looked solid. That first team offense should have come out there and they should have dominated a bunch of backups.
Yep.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
It just never happened for them. The second and third drive, especially, I was waiting for something to happen. I was waiting for that, that token Cam Ward in the pocket, finds it in stride, and there's Carnell Tate. I was waiting for something like that.
Yeah.
And he wasn't accurate enough to hit that. He wasn't accurate enough to do any of that. And that's concerning to me because it's the inconsistencies of Ward. And I feel like we saw some of this. I know we saw some of this last year for sure. But some of this goes back to his college days too. Not that I don't think he was great at Miami. He was a Heisman finalist. But how many games did they lose? They lost 2. Did he look remarkably good in those games?
How many points did the defense give up in those games?
I think
is the bigger question. That's why I always laugh at Miami got way better when Carson Beck took over instead of Cam Ward. I'm like,
their defense.
Look at the points allowed in those 2 seasons, and I think you'll see why that team got so much better in 1 year. Anyway, yeah, I agree with you. And it is funny. I heard Robbie say this too. I thought there was a chance they would just pull the first team offense after that first drive. I said it all week of, if you go right down the field and you score,
I'd be okay.
Take them out. And I thought they might do that. And if they did, we're having a completely different conversation this morning. And it is funny. Not that it excuses anything that Cam Ward did, but we would be talking more about Cordell Flott's struggles than we are about Cam Ward's
we
struggles.
haven't even gotten to that.
Yeah,
yet.
that'll be coming up in the next hour. But yeah, the last 2 drives, it really changed the narrative around what Cam Ward did last night, because it's not like he was great on the first drive, but he was fine, and he executed and got the team down the field. the wheels really came off on that second and third drive.
It got progressively worse. The second drive was like, this is not good, but the first drive, you saw some things there, and it was very safe, but you saw some things there. And then he brings him out for the third drive, and that's when you have the almost interception to Calvin Ridley, and it was just not good.
Yeah.
I'm concerned. If we're going off the concern-o-meter.
Yeah. Like 1 to 10 concern level around Cam Ward right now.
I'm at a 5.
I was thinking 4 or 5.
I'm halfway there.
Yeah. I agree. I think after last season, I think I was at a 3 because it's like, hey, he had a rough rookie season, but there were a lot of extenuating circumstances that would lead to a young quarterback having a bad season. Let's see. It is ticked up a notch a little bit. And I'm not going to get into the panic zone, which I would say is like 7 or higher until we see it in regular season games.
We're in the yellow.
But yeah, I'd say we're in the yellow. If week 1 against the Jets is bad, I think we get into the orange a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it continues to look like it did last night, you could be in the red. We've got a lot of questions about that specifically of like 3-2-5-1. Do you think Cam will be our starter going into the new stadium if he has a bad season this year? 9-6, who was it? 2408. Let's say he looks bad in the next preseason games if he plays and he looks bad against the Jets. What does Amy do? Fire someone or just ride it out all year? Like,
I think she has to ride it out.
We're going to find out what happens as the season goes along because I have no idea. Does anybody know what Amy Adams-Strunk is going to do besides Amy Adams-Strunk? I don't think so.
No.
But
I don't think after last night she's going to fly off the handle and fire someone.
I think everybody realizes it's a preseason game. Nobody died, like you said. No harm, no foul. It's concerning, though. And you have to keep that in mind as we move forward into the next couple preseason games and, of course, into the regular season. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We will continue to take your reaction. Titans win last night. Cam Ward struggles. We will also get into the defense because that starting secondary, I said yesterday to Parker that I was really intrigued to see what the backup secondary looked like because I felt okay about the starters. And then the starters just got torn up by Curtis Rourke and Adrian Martinez.
Nebraska legend.
We will get into that coming up in the next hour. We'll also get to your phone, 615-737-1025. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley, next man up, 1025 The Game. Second hour on this Friday. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley, broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. We are taking your reaction throughout the show today on the Titans' 19-13 win in preseason game number 1 last night against the 49ers. Cam Ward struggles, 5 of 12 throwing the football and a couple of near turnovers. Let's go back to the phone lines, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Wes in Hermitage is called in. Wes, thanks for calling. Good morning.
What's up, guys, man? Long time no talk.
I know, it's been a while.
That's how you know football season's coming back, man. I try to temper all my expectations through the summer because you hear so much crap. But, first off, I just want to say kudos to y'all for not getting on air today and just telling everybody that, oh, it's all going to be okay. It really wasn't that bad. There's a station that does the same thing y'all do across the pond, and that's what they're going to be doing all day today. So, look, man, at the end of the day, my question for y'all right off the rip would be, could y'all tell me the top, 2 or 3 things that Cam struggled with last season?
We went through this in the first hour. Accuracy, decision-making, and the footwork, I think, were the 3 things that he struggled with the most, and we saw all 3 of them last night.
That was my point. That's literally my point. They say that when you go from year 1 to year 2, that is the biggest jump that you will make as a player. And last night, Cam looked like he played for the Kentucky Wildcats. So I'm just beating my head because I'm not ready to give up on him. But it's like the same stuff that we saw last night was all the stuff that we were like, cool, man. It's preseason. It's a fresh start, new regime, playing against some backups. All right, Cam, go out there with your new number 1 receiver and show the fans why we have a reason to be hopeful. And instead, it was just like, oh, God, the season hasn't even started, and we've got people calling in about draft picks and Arch Manning. And I'm like, dude, this is draining, man. It's absolutely draining. It's super disheartening. I don't think that last night is what Cam is, but it's really, really hard to have high expectations of Cam Ward in this upcoming season after you saw whatever the heck that was last night.
100%. And I think that's what is disappointing about last night is it was the first real opportunity in front of everybody to show that Cam Ward had taken a step forward, and he did the opposite. He showed that he still is dealing with the same issues that really plagued him most of last season. And so that was what was disheartening about it. Again, I agree with Wes on, I don't think that's what Cam is. We've seen Cam Ward play better than that, but you do think that he was going to take big steps forward heading into year 2, and last night clearly didn't show that.
I agree with everything he said except for that one point. You know exactly which one it is.
Oh, the UK one? Yeah, he looked like he played for the Wildcats.
He likes to do that. I missed you, though, buddy. We haven't heard.
I know we haven't heard from Wes in a while. It is true. We got Adam from Portland calling in and Wes from Hermitage. That's when you know football season is rolling back around.
I feel like we're missing one now. We've had Trey.
Trey has been worked back in.
We haven't brought up Ohio State yet. So
yeah, that's true. Dr. Locke has been on sabbatical here. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'd start talking about the SEC.
Yeah, that's true. That is
but
true.
I think he makes great points in that it's concerning that we have multiple problems that we're talking about with Cam Ward. Multiple things across his quarterback journey that we're concerned about. You listed off 3 of them with no hesitation.
Yeah.
Footwork, accuracy,
decision-making.
And decision-making. Those are, I would say, probably the 3 most important things that a quarterback needs in this league. And he's struggling in all 3 of them.
Well, and the decision-making thing, I guess I can be more specific with it because I think there is good processing from him a lot of the time. Like, I think he does process the defense well, and there aren't a ton of plays where he's just completely misreading the coverage and throwing it right into a defender's belly. It happens sometimes. Last night, I wouldn't even say the Carnell Tate one was a misread. I think he was just trying to force it.
He threw it behind him. That was the problem.
No, it was an accurate throw. It was just
we're talking about the one in the end zone, right?
No, the last one.
Oh,
last throw of the day where it almost got picked. I don't think that was
Calvin Ridley.
Was it Ridley?
I think so.
Who is it?
Which one are you talking about?
The last throw of the day that should have been picked.
I don't think that was Ridley.
It was either Ridley or Tate, whoever it was.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't.
The issue wasn't that he misread it. It was trying to force it. And I think when I say decision-making, that's what I'm talking about is he's trying to do too much.
Well-
and last night, I think a lot of the issues stemmed from just pressing and trying to do too much.
Throwing late across the middle of the field is a cardinal rule of being a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I don't care what year you are, and especially if you're in year 2, you shouldn't be making those mistakes. You shouldn't be making the mistake that was the fumble intentional grounding either. Those are two things that I just can't dismiss, can't excuse if you're Cam Ward. You shouldn't be doing that.
Let me ask you this. On that intentional grounding play,
Yeah, we just saw
we
it
just
again.
saw it. He held on to it too long. So obviously your option of getting rid of it is gone. Do you just take the sack at
Yeah.
that point?
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
I mean, it's the same result as the
Yeah.
intentional grounding,
Yeah.
but with less risk because, again, he almost lost that football
that
into the
was
back of the end
dangerously
zone.
close to being a fumble.
Right.
Dangerously
So
close.
that's yes, it's the same result, right? It's loss of down and it's at the spot of the penalty so it's basically a sack. That's what intentional grounding does.
I would feel better about that, though, if he had just taken
Right.
it.
If he just ate it, like, hey, there's nothing downfield. Yeah, maybe you should have been able to get the ball out quicker, and that's something he needs to do. But yes, I agree with you that it's not like I think I would feel better about the decision making if he just tucked into a ball and took a sack.
I mean, we would still be, I mean, it would be equally as bad, I feel like, talking about it today. But I think you and I are doing a good job of saying, yeah, we're concerned. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows from us today because it wasn't a good performance last night.
Yeah, I mean, if you are looking at that Cam Ward performance last night and saying anything positive about it, like, sure, maybe a play or two. They just showed the throw after the intentional grounding to Wan'Dale Robinson. I thought that was a
Sure.
good.
The Gunnar Helm play was cool.
Yeah, but that was more play call than it was Cam Ward.
Yeah.
If
The
you're
pitch and catch to Calvin Ridley was good.
if you're talking about anything positive with Cam Ward and saying you thought it was a step in the right direction last night, then you got to take the two-tone blue color glasses off because I mean it's just
We don't do that here.
It was not good. 2408 asked the question, was that the worst that Cam has looked? I know it was 3 drives, but I thought that was pretty close to as bad as he's been. That is the first thing I said to Robbie this morning. Robbie came out before his last segment, and we were talking about it. I said, I think that's the worst I've seen Cam Ward play at the NFL level.
That Raiders game was pretty bad.
Raiders was bad. And maybe it's recency bias, right?
Yeah.
Because I can't think specifically of games last year.
I think
where-
what makes it bad is it wasn't against a starting NFL defense.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You were
That's what
playing
makes it different.
backups and it still looked that bad.
Right. Like the Raiders' bad team last year, but at least you had Max Crosby coming off the edge.
Right. And like when he got the sack fumble inside the 5, that was Devin White hitting him. Like guys who are proven NFL players that he was playing against. You weren't playing a whole lot of proven NFL players on that defense last night, and it
Right.
still looked bad. Because quite honestly, a lot of the errors he made were just unforced. Like, again, the screen pass. That's set your feet, get it to him. It's a handoff, and you missed it. And he missed Iamaner on a throw over the middle. He missed Tate on the out-breaking route. It's like a lot of these were unforced. It's not like he was getting hit as he threw it or it was great coverage. He just missed guys.
It was discouraging, to say the least. I think that's the best possible word we can use is discouraging. It's not, final. We're not going to look at it and say, this is the moment that dictated that Cam Ward was a bust. A first quarter in a preseason game. Not there yet. But like you said, if we're on the concernometer, I'm right there in the middle. I'm right in the yellow. I have optimism that he's going to figure it out because we know the mentality of Cam Ward. We know how he operates.
Yep.
He's proven that he can bounce back from things like this. I need to see last week's Cam,
Yeah.
not last night's. I need to see last week's. And look, the challenge is only going to get tougher here in the preseason. You got the defending Super Bowl champions coming to your backyard this week.
Yep.
And I don't know how many of their starters are going to play on defense.
But yeah, the
in
joint
that
practice will
preseason
be
game.
interesting next week.
But we're going to see a lot.
Yep.
And on the other side, we're going to see a lot too because you got Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba going after you. So
yeah.
From
And
hard
I
hats
promise
to
we will
steel-toed
get into the
boots,
secondary coming up
Rangers
next
got
because
your
it was
safety
Cam
net
Ward wasn't the only
Literally.
player on the field last
Shop
night.
Rangers vast
There were
inventory of
some
safety
other players
products.
who weren't very good.
Call
but I will steal a quote
click,
from TD.
or just
Yeah.
stop by.
Preseason
Rangers
games are like
for the ones
bikinis.
who get it done.
They
Yeah.
show a lot,
But not
but
everything.
not everything.
Just like stats.
Just like stats.
Dylan on the text line says, do you think he may have gotten better if he had not had that injury? I don't think the injury is affecting him.
I realized who we're missing, by the way, in terms of the 4 horsemen of callers.
Who?
He doesn't really call, but Nevada Josh.
Well, yeah, he texted in.
Did he?
Yeah, he
Love that
did.
guy.
He said, D looked decent. Ward and Levis were trash. And yeah, it does look right now that Niners wide receiver is the real deal. Mitch looked the best, honestly. Yeah, I mean,
2 for 3.
it was a low bar and a very short outing for Mitch Trubisky. But yes, he probably did look the best. All right, I wanted to get to this quickly before we wrap up on the Cam talk. We'll get back to Cam later, but again, there were other aspects of this game that also make you concerned about this Titan season.
Great.
4312 says, seriously, should we not be looking at Baker Mayfield? I feel like this coming draft, secure the O-line and get secondary. Then with Baker, I think we are a playoff team. He's been texting in all morning about Baker Mayfield. I think it's just way too early to even think about this stuff because you just have no idea what the season's going to look like. Is Cam Ward going to be out next year? Like, are you heading into the new stadium saying, we know for a fact he's not the guy and we're moving on? I think it would take a pretty horrible season for that to be the case. Does Baker Mayfield have a good year? Is he heading into a possible free agent season? And if the Bucs aren't franchise tagging him, then it or extending him probably means that he wasn't very good last year. And also, you got to know where you're picking in the draft and what the quarterbacks look like, right? There's way too many variables to even start talking about what the plan after Cam Ward is when we don't know if Cam Ward's going to be the guy beyond 2026.
As far as we know, the plan after Cam Ward could be 15 years from now.
Right.
We're not sure.
We have no idea. So I just think it's way too early to discuss Arch Manning or Baker Mayfield or Dante Moore, or any of this, because first off, you don't know what Cam Ward is. And second, you have no idea what the landscape of the quarterback market's going to look like next year in the draft or free agency. That's a conversation for January. Let's see what it looks like in January.
That, and as of right now, Baker Mayfield is currently rostered as the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Right.
If you want him right now, you're going to have to give up some serious capital to go get him.
And if he has a good year that the Titans would want to go out and get him and feel like they can be a playoff team with him, he's probably getting a franchise tag or being extended and is going to stay in Tampa.
Yeah.
So, and I know that he's been going after the organization. Maybe there's some hurt feelings there.
They'll work out a deal. I think they will.
My question is also this, and we had the same conversation when people wanted Sam Darnold, of like, why would he want to come here?
People or person?
There were people. People wanted Sam Darnold.
It was more person, if I recall.
Sam Darnold didn't want to come play for the Titans. I don't think Baker Mayfield, everybody's already drawing the line between him and the Steelers. And I think it's a pretty, I would guess if he leaves Tampa, that's where he's going. Would you rather go play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, for Mike McCarthy, and one of the most historic franchise ever, or come play for the Tennessee Titans, who just moved on from their 4th quarterback in 4 years?
Titans. Did you see those uniforms last night? Come on now.
Got to say, winner of the night, the uniforms.
That's my first
awesome.
observation. No, but you're right. It's Pittsburgh, man. It's the most historic franchise in NFL history, or one of them.
Yeah. It sounds great to say, oh, if Cam Ward's a bust, just go get Baker Mayfield. Well, Baker Mayfield has a decision on where he goes. And so, and also way too early to even get in depth on this, because Cam Ward's going to get every opportunity to be the guy this year. And you have no idea what your resources are going to look like. If you have the number 1 overall pick next year, probably means Cam Ward was not very good and you might be looking to move on. You're probably looking at taking another quarterback and you wouldn't need Baker Mayfield. Like, again, we have no idea what it's going to look like at the end of the year.
Nothing says Titans football is back than talking about next year's draft.
Talking draft on August 14th. We are back, baby.
Let's go.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. We will continue to take your thoughts. Let's talk defense coming up next. Cordell Flott, not good last night. Starting secondary in general, not very good. We will get into it coming up next. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley, next man up, 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley with you. Titans win last night in Santa Clara. We have spent over an hour on Cam Ward specifically and his struggles last night. Robert Saleh is speaking right now to the media via Zoom. Couple of quotes on Cam Ward. First, the good news, digging in on the film, every pass play from Thursday night we'd run in practice. It's time on task and needing to execute. We'll continue to rep things. There's no doubt Cam is capable. We just have to execute. So nothing I wouldn't expect Robert Saleh to say on his young quarterback. They're not going to be giving up on him.
Well, he's not going to come out and say, yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, he was really horrible last night. If I'm keeping a buck, he ass.
How funny would that be? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would not go over well. He had a rough night, and we've gone through a lot of the big question marks around Cam Ward. It's still week 1 of the preseason. He played 3 drives. This is a big week coming up with Seattle coming to town for joint practice and preseason. We'll talk more about that later on the show as well. Let's talk defense. The starting secondary, you put a lot of resources into this. Amani Hooker just signed an extension ahead of last year. You drafted Kevin Winston in the 3rd round. You signed 2 big-ticket cornerbacks in Alante Taylor and Cordell Flott. And Flott was not good yesterday. Again, just like we said with Cam Ward, doesn't mean he isn't good and isn't a good player, but he was not a good player last night. And Deshaun Stribling, the rookie, kind of took him to school.
Howdy toddy.
Quarter and a half long that they were in there. That was not a good day for Cordell Flott, and definitely makes you more concerned about what this starting secondary is going to look like when you play regular season games next month.
No, he was not good. And it's surprising to me that he was beat over the top so much with his size and his length. Shouldn't he get more hands on the ball? I don't know. It was concerning to me. And I've had my concerns about Cordell Flott just about all training camp, because there are moments like that we saw last night that he doesn't practice. And, the age-old question is it because the wide receivers he's covering, specifically Carnell Tate, is that good, or is he that bad? I think last night, not that we're coming with any sweeping conclusions, I think last night we got our first taste of the bad of Cordell Flott.
Yeah.
Not pretty. Not good at all. He looked slow. He looked sluggish. He looked, just not capable of making a play on the ball. He was beat over the top. And I understand Deshaun Stribling has some size to him. He's 6'2", 215 or something like that. It's a big boy, the wide receiver position. But when you pay a guy $45 million over 3 years, you expect some production out of him. I didn't see that last night with Cordell Flott.
Well, and we also heard a lot from joint practice that the secondary was getting called for a lot of penalties, holding, pass interference. And TD told us yesterday, he's like, yeah, it's concerning that the discipline has been an issue, whether it's throwing punches during these fights or just being too handsy in pass coverage and getting called for these flags.
Right.
Last night, Cordell Flott got called for pass interference. Alante Taylor got a defensive holding call. The secondary has always been the next step for this defense, because I think you look at that front 7 and you say they're deep on the defensive line. They're pretty deep at linebacker. They've got talent there. Can the secondary be good enough to give those guys a chance to go make plays? And if we're basing it off of last night, where there were way too many open receivers, Stribling's probably going to end up being a good player. Couldn't tell you that I recognized a single other one of the wide receivers that was on the field for the 49ers last night, and they were still open.
Yeah. And you made 2 quarterbacks that are not NFL caliber quarterbacks look like Hall of Famers, which, what do I always tell you about that? Titans going to tighten.
Yeah.
And they in fact did tighten last night, even if it is in preseason fashion.
In a win.
It
is hilarious.
I know it's all negative today, and they won.
Half the show already on only negative stuff, and they won. It just shows you how little preseason results actually matter.
Yeah, I do not care about the win. In fact, I didn't care about the win so much that when Hendon Hooker got in that huddle, and I know you did the same thing.
Night.
I was like, I'm going to bed.
Yep. Yep. I had no interest in seeing Hendon Hooker play. I saw the highlight, not Nick Singleton, Julius Chestnut with a 34-yard run. So
the cockroach.
I did miss that one live, but I saw it. I had no interest in watching Hendon Hooker run that offense.
Yeah, we just hurt Vols Nation around the world who some of you think he is the best quarterback on this roster.
Yeah, I mean, again, I said to Robbie, I've seen enough Hendon Hooker in my life. I'm good. I'm good.
VTech legend.
6727 says, I don't know why you guys just don't say this team sucks again. They were playing against the second and third string defense. It's August. The team looked bad last night. And especially the starters. When you're expecting the starters to go out there and dominate, and you end up leaving that stretch, the 3 drives for both the offense and the defense tied at 7, doesn't make you feel very good about it.
It was necessary.
But like, why does it have to always be one end of the spectrum or the other? This team is great. This team sucks. Like,
Because
there
it's
can be
Titans
some
fans.
nuance into these conversations of last night was not a good showing for this team, but they still have a month to get ready for the regular season and try and fix some of these issues.
All due respect to Titans fans and the Titans franchise. This is how the fan base operates because they're not used to the success. If there's any slight positive thing that happens, it's, oh my God, we are winning the Super Bowl.
Yep.
If there's any slight negative, or in last night's case, pretty much all negative thing that happens, oh my God, we are going 0-17.
They're going to be the worst team in NFL history. I mean, it's just
This is
like,
how it works.
I'm concerned about what we saw last night from Cam. And honestly, I think the starting secondary concerns me more in the immediate for this team because the receivers were just wide open.
Right.
Like they were not making plays on the football. And that's again, the defense I think is expected to be the strength of this team this year. And Jeff Simmons and John Franklin Myers aren't going to have enough time to get to the quarterback and make plays if guys are just wide open.
It's not Judgment Day yet. No rapture is happening. It's the first quarter of a preseason game. And I'm not here to tell you everything's going to be okay because I'm concerned too. But it doesn't have to be one end or the other of the spectrum.
Yeah.
We don't have to come out and say, oh my God, they're the worst team in the NFL after one quarter of a preseason game.
I know.
We're not there yet.
It's just like, I think people just want you to take a stance one way or the other. And it's like, I'm just going to tell you what I thought. And I've had moments with each of the last 2 young quarterbacks the Titans have had that you actually believed in, like not Malik Willis, but like Will Levis, Marcus Mariota. There was belief those guys could be.
That first game with Will Levis, I was in.
There was belief those guys could be franchise quarterbacks at some point or another. There's been a moment where I have in my mind given up. And both times shortly thereafter, the coach gave up on him too. So I feel like I've got a pretty good feel for when the ship has sailed on these quarterbacks. I tweeted out, and I'm sure it's still out there somewhere, during that Broncos game where Marcus got benched. I said, it's time. Love Marcus, but this isn't working anymore. And like 10 minutes later, Tannehill was in the game.
Yep.
Same thing with the Bengals game 2 years ago with Will Levis. I said I think I was watching that game with Andrew Allegretta actually. And I said to him after Levis's 3rd pick of the day, I said, he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Over. And Mason Rudolph checked in on the next drive. I'm not ready to check out on this team or this quarterback quite yet, even though last night was not a good showing.
So when you check out, that means everyone
I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm telling you, I feel like I have a pretty good gauge of knowing when the ship has sailed for these quarterbacks. And I'm not there yet on Cam.
Yeah.
I set a 4 on the concern level. It can go up pretty quickly if things don't look better when the regular season gets
So I'm higher than you right now.
Yeah, you are.
I'm at a 5.
Yeah.
And that can be swayed very easily. I'll probably save this for tonight, but I'm wondering how much can things calm down tomorrow? Like if we come out and we report that Cam Ward had a great day and had 4 touchdowns, what are the Cam dudes going to do?
I know the pendulum is just so funny. It's just like right now it's doom and gloom, ring the alarm bells, it's over. And if the reports after tomorrow's practice are Cam Ward goes 17 for 17 in team drills with 5 touchdowns and looked like an MVP candidate, it's going to swing all the way back. And
we are so bad.
The Cam dudes are going to be planning the parade down Broadway.
I'll probably save that for tonight.
Yeah.
But it is, I'm telling you, it's because this franchise is not used to success. If this were Green Bay or Pittsburgh or New England, last night you would have people like us saying, yeah, it is a little bit concerning, but we know how to navigate that.
Yep.
Titans fans don't know how to navigate.
Yeah.
And I say that as one.
And I also, I think part of it is just the desperation for success and wanting to be good again.
Yep.
Because it went downhill so fast, and the Titans were finally a contender year over year from 19 to 22, that range of years. And then it just fell off a cliff, and you're back in the cellar. And I know Titans fans are desperate to be good again. And you do ride the wave with every single rep. But again, no one at the end of the year, if the Titans are good or if the Titans are bad, no one's back and say the San Francisco game was the reason why in the preseason.
I knew the moment he threw that first pass against the San Francisco backups, he was going to be a bust.
And maybe you can say that there were some things that clued you in from last night, but the reason the Titans succeed or fail is not going to be the results of last night. They've got to learn. It is a learning experience. That's what Robert Saleh said last night. That's what the preseason is for. They've got to go coach it up, and they've got to learn, because last night was not good enough. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We'll get to more of your texts. Wesson Hermitage texted in about something a little minute from last night I wanted to get to. And we've also got two different texters asking about Femi Oladejo. We can give our thoughts on what we saw from Femi last night as well. 615-737-1025. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Chiba Hut is now open in Clarksville. 102.5 The Games. Chase and Big Joe will be out at the new Chiba Hut location located at 419 Riverside Drive today from noon to 3. Come experience legendary toasted subs, crave-worthy munchies, beer, wine, and sweet treats. Whether you're grabbing lunch, dinner, or meeting up with friends, they've got your next meal covered. Stop by Chiba Hut today and see what it's all about. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley, next man up, 102.5 The Game, reacting to the Titans' preseason opener last night. Not good overall in San Francisco. We talked a lot about Cam Ward, Cordell Flott in that starting secondary, not very good. We did get a couple of questions about Femi. And I will say Femi he flashed a couple of times for me, which...
The tackle for loss was the moment.
Well, the tackle for loss, yes. Did you notice anything about the tackle for loss with Femi that has become a consistent when he flashes?
He was a free rusher.
He was completely unblocked. Femi is really good when nobody blocks him. But I did at least notice him pushing the pocket a little bit. He was, again, against backups, but I did notice Femi Oladejo a couple of times last night. Keldrick Falk overall, a little quiet, but I noticed him a couple of times. I was giving just stream of consciousness notes onto my notes app last night. I thought Jermaine Johnson looked good early when he was given the opportunity. He was probably out of the starting defense because Jeff only played like 4 snaps. I don't think I noticed it. He got held on the one play, but that was it. Outside of that, out of the starting defense, I think the player I noticed the most in a positive way was Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah. Keldrick Falk had some good moments as well, I feel like. Femi, as a free rusher, he still set the edge. Did a good job on that play.
No, it was a good play, but also it's not like he chucked a tackle to the side and went and grabbed the running back.
But it is a positive development for him. For a guy that I was really curious about his role coming into the season based on how much they've added to that edge rusher room, I thought he held his own. I thought he looked pretty solid. I'm not going to go out and say he's going to be an all-pro this year or anything, but I think in terms of the role he was asked to do last night, he did his job. So good for him. It's good to see that. Jermaine Johnson, you mentioned, I think he looks the part.
Yeah.
I think I'm excited about him because – no disrespect to Devondre Sweat. He did his job the way he was supposed to. He doesn't fit what they're trying to run here. Jermaine Johnson, I think, fits. And I think he showed you that last night. Now, he didn't have any groundbreaking sack moments.
He had a TFL, or at least helped on a TFL.
But he pressured.
He had some pressures. I thought Jermaine Johnson looked good. The one play that stood out to me from the first team defense, the tackling in general was bad last night. The Titans get him on the ground. And I also noticed that Keldrick Falk kind of hesitated too. He probably could have cleaned that up, but I think he thought, oh, Cody's got it. And then once he realized that Rourke was still on his feet, it was too late to get him.
Yeah.
Marcus Harris not getting Deshaun Stribling on the ground on that third down play in the red zone. Like, you got to finish the tackle there. Overall, tackling was a downside of the Titans defense from start to finish yesterday.
I am just seeing sunshine pumping being pumped into the YouTube chat right now. He led a 95-yard touchdown drive. He's the savior.
Yeah, I mean, Cam Ward was fine on that 95-yard touchdown drive. He was bad the last 2 drives.
I mean, talk about shielding yourself from the negative. That's all I have to say about that. But defensively, defense is supposed to be the strength of this team. And, it looked better than the offense for sure, but I didn't come away with any sweeping conclusions that, oh my God, this defense is going to elevate this Titans team. And I've been on record of saying that I think they're capable of doing that. I think on paper, if this defense is the way that they are advertised to be and play to the best of their abilities, they could probably improve this Titans record by about 2 wins.
Yeah.
But I didn't come away with that last night. Again, preseason game. They only played for about a quarter. But I think when we get to the regular season, you have to execute on these things that they failed to execute on. Cody Barton, you got to finish that sack. He had a almost interception as well that you have to haul in. You've got to finish on your tackling because they were getting extra yardage by not finishing on that tackling. Overall, I thought the play calls were nice, and I expect that from Robert Saleh, but it's the execution on the field that wasn't there. It's the way they didn't finish tackles or the way that they were undisciplined and got called for holding or pass interference.
Right.
There's just minor things that they need to work out. But overall, I wouldn't say they were bad. I thought they did some good things. The secondary is a bit concerning to me, but I wouldn't say they were the total negative of last night's game,
The front seven, I thought, had its moments. Again,
the run defense
missed opportunities. Run defense was solid, but the secondary was a problem. All right, I'm doing this completely blind. I have no idea what the result is going to be. So this could help the Cam narrative or hurt the Cam narrative. I don't care. I just want to see what it is. Damian in Nashville texted in and said, "Let's give Dable a chance with Cam. Two different players, but we heard the same criticism about Josh Allen. One live action game." I want to find Josh Allen's first preseason game of year 2 because that was his first year with Josh Allen or with Brian Dable.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the actual stats from the preseason because they're hard to find.
You think all 22 has it?
Possibly. I just want to know. That's again, this isn't trying to push a narrative of any kind. I just want to know what he did in his first preseason game. Like, did it take a little bit of time? Okay, preseason. So in his first preseason, 2018, that was Dable's first year, right?
Yep.
Yes. Dable's first year, 2018. He had a 54% completion percentage, 210 yards in 3 games, 2 touchdowns. This doesn't really tell me much. But anyway, I was just looking to see. I don't think it actually helps, but
it does. I mean, Cam Ward's got 3 other preseason games under his belt. And I understand he's playing in a new system, but for a second-year quarterback, you expect some of the mechanics and some of the things that he did last night to start clicking. And I didn't see that. So
yeah. I again, not trying to push a narrative. I would have looked that up earlier if I was trying to make some sort of Josh Allen comparison, but
I think it's important to note that you also couldn't find preseason stats.
Preseason stats are very tough to find,
which don't tell you anything.
Right. Again, that's a good point of Cam Ward is going to sink or swim in the regular season. Nobody's going to say that Salah's not going to come out and say if they bench Cam Ward at some point this year of that 49ers preseason game.
That's when we knew.
He's going to get his chances. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Let's go to the phone lines. We were talking about who are the big 4, the 4
I would
callers
say Dustin, Wes, Nevada Josh.
Well, do we add Adam? Do we add Trey?
Adam and Trey.
We've had Adam, we've had Wes, we've had Trey, and Dustin from Hopkinsville is on the phone line. Dustin, thanks for calling. Good morning.
Good morning. Are you ready for my overreaction?
Oh, I am excited
game?
For your overreaction.
Guys, it would be a overreaction, but when you know football, you just know that Cam Ward and that line was playing. They might as well have been playing the substation. Just sitting there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I recognized a whole lot of the players on either side of the ball for the 49ers last night.
Yeah, and Cam Ward, the offense, not Cam Ward, the offense drove down 95 yards. The positive, the running game was good. I mean, for me, throw Singleton and Pollard 50-50. Give them 50% of the run. I know you probably got to give one more than 60-40. And then your little gadget guy, Spears. I mean, he looked good in the preseason. Okay, big whoop. Like I said, I'm waiting till the Jets game. But we got Dable to fix Cam Ward's problems, a total flip from Brian Callahan, the first-time head coach. And it's starting to look like Joe Burrow made him and those coaches in Cincinnati look great. Okay? But Dable's supposed to fix his accuracy. He has done – in fact, from what I've seen, like you said, it's to me as well, it looked like his worst game yet against a team that has over 20 guys injured. Okay, we're talking about a dang substation. We're blaming it on an electrical system, the substation, and it's everywhere. I mean, it's that bad. And people are defending him. Okay, well, then now the other folks are going to come in. It's really bad. His accuracy is terrible. And I don't think it's going to get fixed. If I had to put my money today, I'd put my money, we're drafting another quarterback and bringing in some veteran in next year. I think so. Now,
for me, Femi flashed. He looked good, like you said. He was unguarded. He got back there. But, man, what I see is the mechanics. The dude is fast. He's explosive. He looks the fast part. And violent. He is the fast and violent they keep talking about. Yeah, he looks like a dude man, he's real quiet. You talking crap to him at the bar, and all of a sudden you're on the ground waking up, man. Like, what the heck happened?
Yeah. Femi,
you know what I'm saying?
We've said it before. Femi looks like he's carved from stone. Like, he is made in a lab. It's just about being able to actually use those tools to get production on the football field.
So on the Levis front, I feel like if you're going to showcase him, you've got to put a line in front of him. You're going to have to. If you're going to showcase him, you can judge nothing off last night. I mean, he's still under duress like he was at Kentucky here his first season or second season under Callahan. I mean, I'm not saying Levis is any cat, but if you're going to showcase him and try to get a pick, man, you got to get some protection. I mean, how many times was he sacked last night?
Yeah, he got beat around pretty good.
And that one bad throw that aired out, he got hit from behind. There was some bad throws from him, but I mean, nobody has any good tape on him because you can't keep him upright. I mean, if you're going to showcase him. But I don't know. It's Cam Ward, his accuracy. It's not. He's giving us more negatives, not more positives.
I agree. Yep. Last night was mostly negatives. Thanks for the call, Dustin. The accuracy 100% is a big concern. Robert Saleh spoke on that a little bit. He also talked about what he expects the starters to do in the final 2 preseason games. We'll give you those updates coming up next. We'll continue to get to your reaction as well. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley, next man up, 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley with you. Finishing up the second hour on this Reaction Friday. Titans played their first preseason game last night. It's been a lot of doom and gloom on the program so far today. We'll get into some of the bright spots coming up in a second here. Adam Vingan did do some good research for us here. So we were asking, what did Josh Allen do in his first preseason games in year 1 and year 2 under Brian Dable? Because, again, it's not a perfect comparison, but first year in that new system, developing quarterback who struggled with his accuracy. This is box score scouting, by the way. So I'm not going to go watch the film of Josh Allen in his first preseason game. Like I'm just not going to do it. So he could have looked way better than these stats say, but Adam has sent us the box scores. Josh Allen in his first ever preseason game, by the way, 2018. So this is his rookie year. 9 of 19, 116 yards, 6 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, and he was sacked once. In that game, Nathan Peterman was 9 for 10 for 118 yards.
Ah, yes.
Whew. Nathan Peterman, better than Josh Allen.
Yep. Just like Curtis Rourke was better than Cam Ward last night.
And then in year 2 for Josh Allen, same Brian Dable system, year 2, 6 of 11 for 66 yards, 6 yards per attempt, 1 sack, no touchdowns, no picks. Matt Barkley in that game, 9 of 14, 126 yards, 9 yards per attempt, a touchdown, no picks. Again, box score scouting. I'm not saying that it's a perfect comparison, but would any Bills fan have been able to tell you what Josh Allen looked like in either of those games? No.
What this tells me is you're playing against backups. He should
have been way better. Yeah, should have been way better.
That's my main takeaway.
I think it's also that's a good way of framing it, of let's not completely jump to a certain conclusion here.
No, there's no final conclusion.
He's got time to figure this out, but he clearly has to figure it out.
And it was a bad night. There's no sugarcoating it.
No. Robert Saleh spoke a couple of minutes ago. He said the only decision of Cam Ward's that he disagreed with was the pass to Tate in the end zone, the out route. Said it should have been a handoff on the RPO, just needs to deliver the ball better. That's interesting because obviously I don't know what they're being asked to do on any given play, but that would not have been in the top 10.
That's the one.
Right. It's funny that's the one he points to because trying to force the ball in on third down, holding the ball for too long and then swinging it on the intentional grounding. I would have thought those wouldn't have been good decisions either. But Robert Saleh said that was the only one he disagreed with was the pass to Tate, which that was probably one of his more accurate passes of the day. It was just a good play by Ephesians Prysock, rookie corner out of Washington.
Good on you for knowing and remembering that name.
That was one of TD's guys in the draft. Big, long, 6'4" corner. And it was a good play. Robert Saleh also said he plans on ramping up the preseason work for the starters. So goal was 20 snaps last night, going to be 25 to 30 in game 2, maybe the full first half. And in game 3, 30 plus is the goal. So
interesting.
It looks like we're going to see a lot of the starters throughout the preseason.
Well, don't get anyone hurt, but I'm okay with that after what we saw last night. I think the higher the volume of work, maybe the more experience and maybe the more things that get hammered out.
Well, and that's what Robert Saleh said, that Cam Ward has executed these plays in practice. You just need more time on task. You need more reps doing it. So we'll see a lot of Cam Ward in the preseason next Sunday against Seattle, and then the Saturday after that against the Bears. Wesson Hermitage wants us to get to this. He said, Jake, I have one thing to add, minor, but it bothered me. In all caps, it's preseason. Why in the world are we deferring to the second half?
Yes.
Give the offense the daggum ball and get the reps in. Again, it's minor, but come on.
Yes.
See, I agree with you, but when you're playing both the starting offense and starting defense, I don't know if it really makes a huge difference.
Set the tone.
But yes, I was a little bit confused that they weren't taking the ball to start it off and just get Cam Ward going.
No, start. Get off to a hot start. Let's go.
I agree with you,
that
Wes.
ball down the field.
I was confused by that as well. Not as confused as in the Cats games the last couple of weeks where these teams keep deferring to the second half and letting the Cats go take a 9-0 lead right off the bat. I always thought that was strange. But that's arena football. Again, minor, as Wes from Hermitage said. But yes, I probably would have said.
I would have done it.
I would have said, give me the ball.
I mean, we all, I say we all, I didn't get a vote, but yesterday on DVD, we all were placing bets on what the first play would be. And I didn't get to vote, but I would have sided with Adam Vingan. Inside handoff to Pollard.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, yeah, especially they started at the 5. I wonder, do you think Chim DK was instructed just catch it wherever it is, unless it's into the end zone? Because I
wonder.
Isn't it like a cardinal sin of punt returns that you don't catch the ball inside the 10?
Yeah.
Like, take your chances that it's going to get into the end zone. You get out to the 20.
I mean, you could get a coffin corner, but 4
Right.
yards
And
from the 5.
I guess they punted from what, like the 45-yard line. So maybe with the coverage already down there, they wanted to make sure that it didn't get down at the 1.
They should have just gone for it,
But
honestly.
were they backed up at that point? There was one time they tried to go for it and then got a false start and then had to send the punt unit out.
But you're still in no man's land. I know you probably got to go 15 yards, but you're still in no man's land.
Yeah.
Just arm punt it.
Yeah. I thought it was strange that DK did the fair catch at the 5 and then KJ Osborne did the same at the 8. Maybe they just were like, hey, we wanted you to get reps catching the football. It doesn't help you to.
If there's any Titans coach we trust,
It's Bones Fossil.
it is Bones Fossil.
That is true.
Which him crashing out on the sideline yesterday was so funny to me. Did you see Vrabel yesterday, by the way?
Yeah. Just hucking a challenge flag. Send it into orbit.
Sent that thing to the multiverse.
Speaking of challenges, quickly, before we wrap up the hour, did Stribling not step out of bounds?
He did.
I was going to say, like,
I thought he did.
On first glance, I thought so. And then I saw a tweet that said, oh, it stands first down for the Niners. And I was like, oh, I guess he didn't. And then they showed the replay. I was like, I think he stepped out of bounds twice.
Yeah.
I
Both
thought
feet.
it was a good challenge from Robert Saleh. I had no problem with that.
Yeah.
But Marcus
least he knows
Harris
the
needed to
rules.
wrap up right there.
What, right.
There was no excuse.
Should
for
have
him.
never been a problem. Like, Marcus Harris needs to leave no doubt. But I did think Stribling stepped out of bounds, even on replay. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Dustin from Hopkinsville says, man, Joey Sly, our savior, our bright spot, a kicker. We have not talked positives yet today. Let's do that coming up next. We got one more hour with you. We'll talk some positives. We will also, I feel like we got to talk the Jayden Daniels situation a little bit more at some point, right?
I want to talk about it.
We've got to
so
get
much.
into it because we got into it to start the show yesterday and then moved on. And now there's been more developments of him asking for their copy of the Heisman back and all this. We'll get into that in the final hour too. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley with you on your Friday morning. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Final hour on this Friday. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley, broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. Continuing the Titans talk. Titans winning last night, 19-13 over San Francisco, but lots of kinks to work out before the regular season. Cam Ward struggles, starting secondary struggles. We've had a lot of negative things to say through the first 2 hours. Let's flip over to some positive here. First off, we did touch on this. The uniforms looked phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Yep. That is, I think everybody knew they were going to look good after seeing them in the promotional material and the release a few months ago. But there is something different about seeing them on the field, how they're actually going to be used. And I thought they looked great. So
I think it's the helmet.
There you go.
The helmet makes it pop.
The helmet really puts it all together.
Mm-hmm.
And I am excited for the rivalry uniforms. 11 days away. We'll find out what those look like.
All Navy.
And they're wearing those against Jacksonville, I want to say.
Only once?
At least as far as I've seen so far. I want to say they're wearing them the week after the bye against Jacksonville at home.
On Madden, because I tried it out because I got the Game Pass or whatever.
Yeah.
You just get like 10 free hours or whatever. I went through their uniform combos. It does have listed current home alternate.
Oh.
White helmet, blue top, blue bottoms.
Ooh.
So
I like
maybe
that.
they bust those out.
Yeah, I hope they mix it up more than they did last year, because last year it was literally two combinations.
Well, I think in hindsight they were just bagging it.
Right. I think they knew that it was the last year, but I hope we do get more, like, give us the Stormtroopers on the road sometimes. Give us blue on blue at home. I do think that you need a little more variation, but overall that was a good positive. The unis
did look
strong.
like, I mean, it looked like you were watching Oilers
Niners
in 1985.
Yep.
Which I'm okay with. A lot of the older Titans fans hate that we went away from the Navy. The Titans went away from the Navy. I think in trying to appeal to the younger audience, I think it works.
I think go with what your best look is. And this is clearly their best look.
By far.
Yep. It looked great. So that's win number 1 for the Titans yesterday. The uniforms looked good. Joey Sly. How about it?
Stadium
4
pulse
for
gets
4, 3 makes over 50, 53, 55, 58. He did kick a kickoff out of bounds, so it wasn't a perfect day for Joey Sly. But when the pressure came on after a tough go last weekend at the stadium scrimmage, Joey Sly, 7 for 7 in the joint practice and then 4 for 4 in the preseason game. I would say that the seat has cooled underneath Joey Sly.
I don't want to say he's locked down that kicker position, because I think kicker is the most replaceable position in all of sports. One bad week and you're out, and the Titans have clearly shown that they're willing to move off of him if it comes to this. But I think you're right. I think the seat has cooled off a little bit. I think stadium pulse got high there for a second, but he managed to stay cool, calm, and collective and shut a boot up everyone's mouth. So congrats to him.
Yes, Joey with a good performance. And yeah, I would say he's still got to back it up. There's, again, a month until the regular season, but I do think he has calmed the nerves about the kicking situation with what he did yesterday. So I noticed one back-end player, and you might be able to see it on the grid if you've got it up. There was one guy that I had really never thought of that showed up yesterday. And especially with Jalen Harrell possibly being out, he did get hurt last night. I think he might have a spot on this team. Malik Herring. He showed up at least twice. I want to say he had a sack and he had a pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. Shout out Malik Herring. I did not even think I probably could have told you he was on the roster, but not much more than that. He looked good and he was playing relatively early.
Training camp darling. Malik Herring. Yeah, I can't really get into the nitty-gritty of who looked really good late in the game, because
it's more just, did I notice you or not? Right. And I noticed him multiple times.
Did I hear your name?
Yep.
And if Charles Davis said you're the best player of all time,
then you were on the field for the Titans last night.
Yes, you were. God. I like Charles. Very nice guy. I think he does a good job. I don't need to hear the promotional, and I get it. It's a team broadcast.
It's the Titans broadcast. Yeah.
But I don't need to hear just how great. oh, that's all right, Cam. You'll bounce back next time. I'm like, I don't need to hear that.
I thought the broadcast was solid.
Corey did a good job.
Corey did a great job. Corey did a nice job with his interviews. He got Alante Taylor. He got Cedric Gray. He got Wandale Robinson. Well done for our good friend Corey Curtis out there.
And you could just smell the waffles through the TV screen.
Yeah.
But he did call Cedric Gray skinny, which I texted you, Jake. That's the last thing a linebacker wants to be called is skinny.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Corey about that. Corey, I thought his interview with Alante Taylor was good, talking about him being a Vol and, the number and all the money he's made, all that kind of stuff. It's been a big year for him. I thought it was good. Other bright spots from yesterday. We talked about the offensive line. I thought Fernando Carmona was a bright spot. JC Latham was a bright spot. Tajay Spears.
I was about to say.
That run that he had looked like the play might have been over. It was going to be a modest gain, 4 or 5 yards, but he's able to keep the legs moving, bounce it outside, and ended up being a big play down inside the 15. Tajay Spears, if he stays healthy, I think is going to be a decently sized part of this offense.
I would say running backs in general trending upward.
Yeah.
Because Tony Pollard ripped off a 13-yard run.
Yeah, he
first
looked
play
solid.
Of the game.
Singleton, not great in pass protection, but he was good when he had the ball in his hands.
You know what that reminded me of? Do you remember a couple years ago, it was the Cowboys and the Packers, I think, in the NFC divisional, and the last play of the game, they line it up just because they're going to send everyone, and they had Ezekiel Elliott snapping the ball at center, and he just gets lit up. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. I think that's one of the big things with young running backs that you can't rush them in there just because they carry the football well. Now, if you're really good with the ball in your hands, they can deal with subpar pass protection. But for Nick Singleton, he was a 6th round pick, right? Fifth round pick. If you can't protect the quarterback, you're not going to be out there, especially when Pollard and Spears, I believe, from what I've seen, are both pretty good in pass protection.
Yeah, he got lit up.
He did.
He indeed. Anthony Hill, I thought looked good.
Yeah.
Didn't make any, groundbreaking, oh my God plays, but I think he got back in coverage really well. I think he's fast. I think he's versatile. I think he can get to the ball quick. So he's not going to be, I don't think he's ready to be your green dot guy just yet. It's going to be Barton and Gray in that area.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of him and James Williams rotating in at that inside linebacker position, I feel pretty safe about that.
Yeah, I'm reading through my stream of consciousness notes from last night just while I was watching the game. Williams flashed a little bit. The inside line, again, the front 7 in general, I thought was solid last night. It was the secondary that was an issue, and tackling was also not great. We talked about Levis a little bit. I mean, Brian Dable loves the design quarterback runs. I mean, how many times did Will Levis run the ball intentionally last night? At least 3 or 4, right?
There was one, they ran just straight up QB draw.
Yeah.
And it was on 3rd and 10, I think, and he got like 2 yards out of it. I was like, wow, that's great. Congratulations.
That was Levis. Levis was not great last night either. Overall, it was kind of just an ugly game. Like, Titans had their 95-yard touchdown drive where there were a lot of good things there. Again, the offensive line looked like it should against a second-team defensive front, and you scored the touchdown. But then after that, there really wasn't much to speak of.
I mean,
later on,
unless you cared about watching Will Levis suck, as soon as Cam Ward threw that last pass, you could probably turn off the game and not really miss anything.
Wes from Hermitage says, I agree with y'all that Corey was the bright side of the broadcast, but may I remind you that his take on Prince was ungodly, atrocious, and unforgivable. He will absolutely never live that down.
We're used to it from Corey.
Hey,
he's made a lot of bad takes.
I made this decision before I came in. DVD, we swap the playlist every day. Today is my day. So I'm taking a page out of the book of Willie Donick. Last week he did Mariah Carey versus Whitney Houston.
I heard that, yeah.
Today we're doing Michael versus Prince.
Okay, wow.
So Corey Curtis, don't listen.
Yeah, Corey, if you're back in Nashville and you're listening, you might want to find something else to listen to from 3 to 6.
That's going to be pretty split down the middle.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be a hard one.
I'll have to listen to it.
I got to come up with some good ones because I don't want to go. Thanks. I got to come up with some good ones to split it right down the middle. I don't want to do just straight up hits because I feel like there's some deep cuts in there on both.
Well, you get less opportunities, right? Because it's only 3 segments an hour. So you get what, 6 songs?
I get 6. So that's 3 of each.
Okay. The whenever Parker plays Dirty Diana, we get a lot of texts about that song. About teams should play that whenever the Patriots come into their stadium.
It's a great
this
song.
year.
Yeah, well, Vrabel threw something of Dirty Diana's on the field yesterday.
I mean, like a right fielder trying to throw a runner out at home. Just hucked it.
I have to mention this. Did y'all see who started on the offensive line for the Patriots yesterday?
Andrew Rupchich.
Andrew Rupchich.
Oh, he did. I did not see that. I was trying to watch as much preseason football as I could yesterday. So I watched Packers Steelers was on NFL Network. So I watched a decent amount of that. And then I was kind of flipping around trying to find highlights. You know who impressed me the most? And it's not surprising. Jeremiah Love. The way he runs the football, he just looks like an alien out there.
It looks like Jahmyr Gibbs.
The spin but like a big Jahmyr Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
The spin hurdle that he had, I get it. The Titans didn't have a chance to take him, but man, he looked legit last night.
He's fun. I think he was fun. Watching Fernando's first touchdown pass was fun because he just kind of lasers it inside.
We discussed both of the young Steelers quarterbacks. Both of them looked good.
Will
Howard led a 2-minute drill for a touchdown. And then Drew Aller had 3 touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah. There are Steelers fans that are convinced Will Howard is the future of their franchise. I'm like, he's a 7th round pick. And I don't know, but I think Aller's going to get more of an opportunity just based on his 3rd round pick as opposed to a day 3 round 7 pick.
Right. And you picked Aller knowing you already had Howard, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be Aller, and he looked good last night. He did. Both of them did. Wes from Hermitage also asking if he missed our take on deferring at the beginning of the game. Yes, we did talk about it at the end of the last hour, Wes, but the gist was we agree with you. We would have taken the ball.
I agree with you stronger than Jake does.
Yes, you do.
I would have launched that thing down the field. First play of the game. I don't care what happens. Unless he gets picked off, then we would be talking about that today.
Yeah.
Cam Ward intercepted on the first play of the game.
Yeah, how would that have gone? I mean, it's already bad, but at least he didn't turn the football over.
I mean, you might have had someone calling in asking for the Titans to trade for Curtis Rourke. We might still get that.
Or Adrian Martinez.
Yeah.
Or Drew Aller. Or Will Howard.
Or Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, that came in during the offseason. We had the people. Should the Titans trade Cam Ward for the first overall pick to take Mendoza?
After 1 year, yes.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. We will talk Titans. I did want to get into the Jayden Daniels thing because I feel like we've exhausted everything that we have from this. We'll wrap up the show with more Titans talk, but the Jayden Daniels story just keeps getting stranger. We'll talk about it coming up next.
Anthony Richardson needs to change his number.
Oh, right. Yeah, that is true. Jayden Daniels might have a problem with
He's
that.
number 5.
Might get a cease and desist.
That's not okay.
615-737-1025. Our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley. Next man up. 1025 the game.
Stealing my song, man.
Right on cue.
Stealing my song. Now I got to come up with something else.
Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley with you. We've talked a ton of Titans today. Going to take a quick break. We'll get back into it. Quick poll. Do we want to do Monday headlines today? I'm open to skipping it today. It's up to you guys.
I mean,
do you have predictions you want to make?
What would your headline be?
I don't know. I usually make these up in the final break. Come up with what I want to predict for the weekend.
Caleb Williams over 50 yards passing. No, I'm just kidding.
We're going to skip it this week. We got too much to talk about.
Too much.
I feel like we can wait until we get to actual sports. So we'll skip it. Let's talk Jayden Daniels quickly, because the saga just gets stranger and stranger. First off, it's, they can't use his NIL anymore because they gave $5 to DJ Pickett, the cornerback. Whatever, man. You want to be petty about it and feel like you're being disrespected. It's stupid, but whatever. They can't use your NIL anymore. Asking LSU for their copy of his Heisman Trophy back is just there has to be more to this than just giving away his number to a highly recruited cornerback, right? Like, there has to be more than just that, because I mean, it seems like he's ready to completely burn the bridge with LSU.
You know who somehow the main villain of this whole saga is?
His mother.
Well, her too. Brian Kelley.
Yeah.
Brian Kelley promising a corner a number and then not giving it to him until he leaves.
Yeah.
Because last year, Pickett wore number 3.
Yeah. Well, apparently Pickett asked Daniels and Daniels said no. And so he went with 3. And then when Lane showed up, Lane was like, you can have 5. I don't care.
It's not my rule. How did Lane come out as the hero in this? What kind of story are we living in where Lane Kiffin, who just completely abandoned Ole Miss for LSU, is the hero? What world do we live in? I'm in the mindset, and look, I've never been a collegiate athlete. Why is a number so important? It's number 5.
They take it very seriously.
They take it very seriously.
The memes over the past day or two have been hilarious with that, by the way.
It's great. StubHub will no longer sell packs of 5 tickets.
Yeah.
You have to buy either 4 or 6 or more.
5 Guys has rebranded to 4 Guys.
Five Below is now $4.99 below. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's like I'm about to use a $5 bill to pay for my lunch. Do I have to reach out to Jayden Daniels for permission? Like, it's been funny, and it's been the story of the day. And yesterday we got a lot of people saying, well, he deserves to have his number retired. And I can totally get behind that, right? He won a Heisman Trophy. And there's only, 60 guys ever who have won the Heisman Trophy?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, retire his jersey. But they haven't retired his jersey yet. And the problem that I had with it yesterday was that he said he doesn't feel like he's being treated the same as Joe Burrow. And I said it yesterday, no crap. Joe Burrow won a national championship and went undefeated and had maybe the greatest quarterbacking season of all time. Yeah, no crap that he's being treated differently than you. You went 9-4. He won a national championship.
Congratulations on your Relia Quest Bowl win. It's not the same as a national championship.
Not only did you not win a national championship, you didn't even get in the dance for a national championship. So
some of that's not his fault.
Right. The defense was worse, but that's my main thing is, sure, if they want to retire his jersey because he won the Heisman Trophy, I can totally get behind that. He probably deserves to have his jersey retired, and that's a different problem. It's the comparison to Joe Burrow that got me fired up yesterday of like, yeah, of course you're not being treated the same. You're not the same in terms of what you did for LSU during your time there.
No, you're not. And the thing I don't understand is in college football, especially, you get 84 guys on a team. You're going to have some repeat numbers.
Right.
You can only retire so many.
Well, luckily you can have two, like an offensive 5 and a defensive 5. Man, what if they gave his number away twice? What would he do then?
Oh, you double season.
He'd take away Joe Burrow's Heisman Trophy.
No, I just don't understand. It's such a bad look for him.
Yeah.
In no world does he come out on top of this. And I think his double down statement yesterday was weird.
Hiding behind his team a little bit of saying, my team and LSU have some issues they need to work out. Yeah. I'm focused on football. It's like,
no, you don't get to dismiss yourself from the situation.
Right.
Just be honest. Tell them it's your mom in your ear.
Right.
But even then, like, you're a grown up, you can make your own decisions.
Yeah,
you don't need your mom
and your team.
You're a professional athlete.
They work for you.
Yeah.
Like I said this with Tarek Skubal of like people blaming Boris. And yeah, Scott Boris is annoying for baseball. But Scott Boris works for Tarek Skubal. And if he said, whatever the Tigers' best offer is, I'll take it. I want to stay in Detroit. Scott Boris works for him. He'd have to do it. His team and his mom work for him. If Jayden Daniels didn't want them to go after LSU, they wouldn't be going after LSU.
I think divorcing yourself from LSU is an all-around bad idea.
Yeah, it's just a bad look.
I mean, you're never going to outsell jersey numbers of 9. What did Justin Jefferson wear? Was he?
Jefferson was. What was Justin?
Was
Jefferson?
He 18 too?
He was 18.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Chase was 1. You're never going to outsell those 3. So I understand. Maybe someone out there will want to buy a Jayden Daniels jersey. Great. They don't have the opportunity to do that anymore because you've divorced them. You've divorced yourself from one of the most prominent football universities in the country.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
It's just so
and I don't think you've
weird.
I don't even think you fully divorced yourself because you're still going to be a sales pitch to recruits.
Right.
Especially quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the past 7 years, we've had 2 quarterbacks win the Heisman. That could be you. You're not going to dismiss. The only thing you're dismissing yourself from is Instagram posts and jersey sales, which even then, if you want a Jayden Daniels jersey now, just go on and buy a custom one, put number 5 Daniels on it.
Right. Or go to like DHgate or whatever those websites are.
The fake ones.
The fake ones. Yeah. Like this isn't going to stop anything.
It's such a bad look and such a bad idea. And I think Daniels is losing fans, including me. I liked Jayden Daniels.
It's just a really weird hill to die on. Like,
why are you dying on this?
And it feels like this is something that could have been dealt with behind closed doors instead of making a statement to ESPN and filing a lawsuit or a cease and desist or whatever it was. Like,
he should have just met with the athletic director and Lane Kiffin privately and said, please respect my number. It was iced when the last coach was here. Please respect that. We don't need this whole drama of I'm sending you a cease and desist and I'm going to put out a personal statement and we're going to make it a whole thing heading into the season, because not only is it a distraction for LSU now, I think it's a distraction inside that Commander's locker.
It might be. I mean, these guys aren't living in a vacuum. They see this stuff and it's like, man, is our quarterback worried about these petty little things over our upcoming football season?
Yep.
I don't know. And retiring numbers in college, it's different everywhere. Like, they haven't retired 8 at Oregon, right? For Marcus?
No, 9's not retired.
They didn't retire 9. But number 7's probably the best number at LSU, and they're not going to retire that. They give it to the
it's the best linebacker,
right?
No, not best, just
best overall player.
Yeah.
But like, what's the quarterback? Isn't it 17?
It's 18
or 18,
19.
Yeah. No. Nussmeier changed his number to 18 for last year.
Yeah, 18. Yeah, that's what it was.
But
yeah,
that I don't think that had any meaning.
No, it does. Yeah, that's the LSU quarterback.
Yeah.
But like Dylan Gabriel wore 8 at Oregon. Marcus Mariota won a Heisman. Marcus Mariota played for a national championship.
Yeah.
Is 2 retired at Auburn?
Don't think so, but that's Cam Newton's number.
Right. Like, I would say he did more for Auburn football than
I don't think
Jayden Daniels did for LSU football.
What was Tebow's number?
15's not retired.
It's not retired.
They let
Anthony Richardson wore it.
They let freaking Graham Mertz wear 15.
Yeah.
No one does wear 2 at Auburn. So I don't know if it's officially retired, but there is no one wearing 2. It's such a strange hill to die on. It's led to a lot of funny Twitter content, but
you're not above the program.
Yeah, it's such a strange saga there. I think it was a Titans account. Is the guy's name Tommy Callahan on Twitter?
Yes.
Who he's everywhere. He had a pretty viral tweet yesterday.
Of Guy Manor?
No, it was about the Jayden Daniels saga. It was an AI picture of Jayden Daniels in bed with his mom tucking him in. It said, the Commanders play 4 games past Jayden Daniels' bedtime this year. Will his mom allow him to play?
Do you remember when Cam Newton was with the Panthers, the video that came from training camp? Someone gave him a box of Bojangles and he goes to the 50-yard and eats with his teammates.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine Jayden Daniels and his mom doing. just eating at the 50-yard line, having a picnic.
Yeah, it's it with quarterback and everybody kind of learning about the dynamic with his mom, which people had heard about, but now you got to see behind the scenes during quarterback, and it kind of strengthened those talks. And this has made it a whole lot worse for Jayden Daniels heading into this season. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Chad with a Game of Thrones quote here. I like this. He says, I feel compelled to quote Tywin Lannister. Any man who must say, I am the king is no true king. Jayden Daniels feels like he's obligated to prove that what he meant to LSU, that no one should wear his number, probably means he's a little insecure about it.
I mean, great. We acknowledge what you did. You won a Heisman, and you're one of the greatest players to ever play at LSU. Congratulations.
Yep.
You're still not above the program. Not even Joe Burrow is above the program right now.
Yeah.
Now, 9 has been iced, I think.
No one's wearing 9. It's not officially retired.
Yeah, and they haven't outwardly said that it's officially retired. And you will never be above Joe Burrow at LSU.
That's the point I was trying to make, is just like, stop saying that you're not being treated the same as Joe Burrow, because obviously you're not. Like, you were a very, very good player.
And it's not your fault. It's what Joe Burrow did and what he means to that city.
Right.
Never forget when Joe Burrow, I think it was senior day that last year, Burrow comes onto the field and it says Burrow with the EUAX.
Yeah.
Do you know how much he means to that program?
He is a god in the state of Louisiana.
They worship him.
Yeah.
Worship the grad. They worship him. They worship Ed Orgeron, and they worship maybe Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. That's it. You're not a part of the exclusive club.
Yeah.
You're not above that club, and that club isn't even above the university.
Yeah. It's again, it's just such a weird hill for him to die on. And we'll see how this develops. Maybe they're able to kiss and make up and figure this out. But Jayden Daniels, cease and desist. Can't use my NIL, and I want my copy of the Heisman Trophy back, even though it's not technically his. I think the Heisman, they give one to the school. Like, that's the school's property. It's not like Jayden Daniels said.
Doesn't he have his own too?
He has his own too.
Yeah.
It's just petty. It's just petty. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We got 30 more minutes left in the show. We'll take your thoughts on this. We'll also get back into the Titans again. Titans win last night, but a rough night for Cam Ward, rough night for the starting secondary. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley, next man up. 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley. Just the ultimate White Girl Friday song.
Are we showing our age?
This is the greatest power ballad in Disney Channel history. I will die on this hill.
Well, okay, hold on. That Let It Shine final rap battle?
That's a good one. And what was the final song in Lemonade or Lemonade Mouth? Determinate was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, Determinate was.
She's So Gone
I
was
think that was-
fantastic.
They
was
asked Clemson football players what their favorite Disney Channel original movie is for like a Twitter video, and I will say they know ball. They know ball.
I don't remember Minutemen. What was that?
It's like
Was
they,
that-
they
Oh,
go
yeah.
back in time.
I don't remember that either.
Oh, guys,
Well-
you haven't seen Minutemen?
Well, I've seen it. I just don't remember.
That one I think is my favorite Disney Channel original movie.
When did this
Same,
come out?
same with the Jump
like
Rope movie.
2006 maybe.
08. I don't
08.
remember this.
Well, was it Jump
They got
In
the snowsuit guy. Yeah, Jump In.
with Corbin Blue?
Corbin Blue.
we're
High School Musical legend Corbin Blue.
What was his name? Oh, he had like the funny hair.
Yeah, the
yeah,
Afro.
for Chad from High School Musical.
Chad. That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, Beat It from Troy Bolton. That's up there.
Troy Bolton.
We're coming up on the 15-year anniversary of 102.5 The Game. I wonder if the founders of this station ever thought that Camp Rock 2 songs would be played and we'd be discussing Disney Channel original
This
movies.
is what happens when you hire someone under the age of 30. All of us are under the age of 30.
We are.
So we're
For
good
now, yeah.
for now.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. We were going through the Jayden Daniels saga. I'm a little bit. I don't think you need to be super concerned about him heading into this year, but it is a really big year for Jayden Daniels. And this has been a very bad week and a half for him. Laramie Tunsil tears his triceps. He's out for a significant amount of time. You sign Nicholas Petit-Frere, which, I mean, that's just a disaster waiting to happen, even if he's not on the field. Probably doing some fantasy football or something in the locker room. And then Jayden Daniels just worrying about things that don't matter. Like that's the one thing that does this matter right now? Or is this something that you could have figured out in April or
This is
May?
This is such a dead period thing to worry about. Why are we worrying about this like 2 weeks before the college football season starts?
Right. But you're gearing up for a season. You're in training camp right now. Maybe the teammates don't care. Maybe they are just like, hey, we know Jayden Daniels is focused on the season and this isn't going to be a distraction. But I don't know. I wonder if that starts to creep in of like, hey, dude, we're in the trenches together getting ready for a new year. And you're worried about some 19-year-old wearing your number at LSU. Like, let's focus on football.
I think he's older than that because he was a transfer.
Oh, he's a transfer. I don't.
He played at Oregon. And then
Okay. Yeah.
transferred last
Yeah.
year.
So whatever. 21-year-old doesn't matter.
Still,
why are we
a
worried
guy
about
on
it?
a level lower than you right now.
Yeah. And I think in college, like you said, there are only so many numbers to go around for a big roster like that.
Mm.
And when you have that many players, you can't retire numbers. I think it's more of an honor to carry on that tradition and let people wear your number, unless you're one of the greats of all time. And it's like, all
Joe
right,
Burrow.
yeah, like Joe Burrow probably deserves his number retired. I think it makes more sense to have your number be an honor for other people to wear and say, man, I get to wear Jayden Daniels' number at LSU. That means something to me.
I agree.
Again, he didn't win a national championship. The big thing here with Bud Adams, and I know they made the exception for Steve and Eddie, of like, you get into the Hall of Fame, you get your number retired. And like Derrick Henry will have his number retired at some point. I think in college,
Chris Johnson's
if
having his
you
number retired.
if you are a Heisman winner,
Or no,
and
it's not.
no, he's going to the Ring
Ring
of
of
Honor.
Honor. Sorry.
If you lead your team to a national title, I think that's when you get into number retirement. Jayden Daniels didn't do that. Sure, if LSU wants to retire his number, they can, but that's not for him to decide. And I think it makes more sense for it to be an honor to wear that jersey rather than just put it in the rafters for good.
Well, there were number 5s before him, and I think there should be number 5s after him.
Yeah.
There were number 9s before Joe Burrow. I would have a hard time saying there should be number 9s after him. But if there are, then I would kind of understand it.
It's
like
just different.
It's like in Alabama, I think 32 is the number that they use exclusively for linebackers.
Yeah.
And we know just how exclusive of a club great Alabama linebackers have been. So
Right.
continue the pageant. I'm with you. I would be honored. I would like Florida, for example. Graham Mertz got to wear number 15. You don't think he looked at that jersey every day and thought, I am wearing the greatest quarterback in Florida history's number? And not as a bragging thing, as a pride
right.
thing.
It's pride, but like Tim Tebow, you don't see him mad because Anthony Richardson and Graham Mertz are wearing his number.
Yeah.
It's just,
why do you care that much?
It's petty. It's petty.
I realize college football is now money driven, but this has never happened before. And I have a hard time imagining it'll probably happen again, but probably not to this level.
Yeah.
Like maybe some Joe Schmo from Nevada is going to sue the school for not using their number or something, but this isn't, I think Jayden Daniels is getting a little bit of a piece of humble pie.
Yeah.
From all the people surrounding him.
I do wonder if he felt like the reaction would be different than this rather than everybody just piling on.
Do you
him.
really think he thought, hell yeah, give him his number?
I think in his mind, maybe he thought people would rally around him and be like, yeah, he should be treated like he's one of the greats of all time.
He's lost fans.
I think LSU fans are not happy about this.
He's lost fans outside of LSU.
They're not happy about it.
It's sad too, because
I wouldn't want to piss off that fan base.
Right.
No, they're crazy.
Exactly. They'll turn on you in a heartbeat.
It's sad too, because Alec Iamaner won't be allowed to play in that game against the Commanders. It's disrespectful to wear 5 on the same field as him.
I know. He's not going to be allowed to play. Number 5.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. We've got one more segment. Let's get back to the Titans here coming up next. We'll wrap up the show after this. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley, next man up. 125 the game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley.
You didn't lie. We're ascending to the astral plane right now.
I swear, like, some of the songs in this movie could have played on the radio and you wouldn't have known.
This is a banger.
You got Bridget Mendler, one of the most talented people in the world.
Naomi Scott. That's who
so
this
good.
is.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's
played Jasmine.
Yeah, in Aladdin.
In Aladdin.
She was also in one of the horror movies lately.
Yeah.
Was it the Smile one? I think she was in that.
Yeah, she was the pop star one.
Yeah.
That was actually a good movie too.
See, I'm not a huge horror guy.
I'm not
Not either.
I still haven't seen Obsession. I've been told that I need to watch it. Like, it is a little bit scary, gory, stuff like that. And I don't hate horror movies. It's just not my specific type of genre.
I really want to watch Obsession, but
I've heard it's good.
I think it's on Peacock, and I don't have Peacock. So
Oh.
I'm going to have to borrow it from someone.
It is on Peacock.
Okay. I might have to. Maybe that's a weekend task for me if I have some time.
I think it's short too. I think it's like,
well, yeah,
like an
I
hour
guess
and a
the
half.
budget was like super low, and it turned out to be this huge thing. So, anyway,
I've heard from friends it's more so like a psychological thriller. Like it's not scary, you're just uneasy.
Gotcha.
Kind of the whole movie.
I like those, like the Jordan Peele movies. Like those ones are good.
Get Out.
Sinners was really good.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's great. I didn't see it in theaters, but I watched it. Might have even watched it like on an airplane.
I haven't seen
it.
that.
It was great.
Only thing I know about it is Josh Allen should watch it for motivation before.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan. Whew. He's got some competition.
I think Creed's probably gonna whoop up on Josh Allen every time.
Yeah. When I went and saw Spider-Man on Tuesday, there was a trailer for one of his movies coming up, and he was shirtless a lot in it, and I was like, Tatum, look away.
Nah, it's like you going to a Tate McRae concert.
Wrapping up the show here. Titans fell last night in the preseason. It only feels like they lost. They won 19-13. They actually did win the game, but Cam Ward not good in his preseason debut in year 2. 3.337. I can't tell if this is I'm gonna assume it's tongue-in-cheek here. I hate the Titans again. Fire the coaches, trade Cam, and start Will Levis and get number 1 pick in a new QB. One preseason game was enough for me. I am very smart. I know.
That is 100%.
I'm going to say, I think it was sarcastic, but that's kind of the gist of some of the calls and texts we've been getting today. There's a lot of vitriol around the Titans fan base right now after the way Cam Ward performed last night. And again, I think concern is 100% fair because all of the things Cam Ward struggled with and we were concerned with coming out of his rookie year, they came right back out in the first preseason game against backups, which is another layer to this. But it's still early. He's going to get every opportunity to prove he's the guy. It's about Brian Daboll and the coaching staff seeing what was done wrong last night, and let's see if they can correct it over the next few practices before the Seahawks come to town on Friday.
I'm telling you, the pendulum's going to swing back if he has a good day tomorrow at practice.
Yeah. Is it open to the fans tomorrow?
I don't think so.
Don't think so. I think it's just the media.
I think,
Gotcha.
yeah, just the media. But I promise you, if one of us goes out, even if we lie, we should, as a media pact, just unite and make a false report about Cam Ward. He was 18 of 18 today for 6 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and see what happens.
Because there's no fans out there.
Everybody.
Yeah, just the next open practice is Monday, and we will be out. Open practice to the fans. Media will be there tomorrow, but open to the fans on Monday. We will be out there at 9 a.m. So I'm excited for that. I mean, it's tomorrow and Monday. It's an opportunity to bounce back, and then the next time the fans will get to see Cam is joint practice over at Vanderbilt Health Football Center on Friday.
Yeah, they're not going to. The pendulum's going to swing back. This is how the Titans fan base works. He could have just a moderately mediocre day in the next preseason game. And I hope he does, because that'll, I don't want to say alleviate, but that'll kind of ease the pain on some of the concerns we had last night.
Yep.
But even if he's just mediocre next week against Seattle, the pendulum will swing back this way. And everyone, see, last week didn't matter. It's the preseason. Who cares? He's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
This is the problem with the preseason. And we take sweeping overreactions.
Right. It's overreaction season. It's still the preseason. Not good last night. And again, I think our concern meters are going up. We both said we're in the yellow on Cam Ward. But I think the preseason there's always going to be time in the preseason to calm down the nerves around the fan base and get people back on the Cam Do side instead of the what are you doings. But as we've said all offseason, if that Jets game looks bad and they lose, I think the toothpaste might be out of the tube at that point. Not saying that's when I would give up on him, but I think that the mob mentality would take over at that point, and it would be tough to get the fan base back on his side.
I mean, not every Titans fan is a rational human being.
I'm not going against all the Titans fans. There are plenty of rational Titans fans.
Oh, I know. But there's
some of the non-rational Titans fans are just louder.
It's the vocal minority, as we call it. The vocal minority somehow always wins.
But I do think the vocal minority is going to turn a lot of people if things don't look good immediately to start the regular season. So it's going to be an interesting week, to say the least. You've got 8 days between the preseason game and the joint practice. You got 10 days between preseason games. What can Cam Ward do to try and take a step forward? He will be out of practice tomorrow. Will both of you guys be out there?
I plan to, yes.
I also plan to.
Love it.
I'll bring a tripod this time. We won't shoot in the parking garage like last time.
Yes, keep up with your Titans training camp coverage with our guys, Connor Nute, Parker Kelley. They'll be out there tomorrow as the Titans return to Vanderbilt Health Football Center. That will wrap things up for us. Always a pleasure doing some White Girl Friday with you guys.
Always
it's been
a pleasure,
blast.
Man. I'm going to take a little bit of a leave of absence from Friday for good reason.
Yes. Yes, with high school football coming up. But we will be back 9 a.m. on Monday, live from Titans training camp. We'll talk to you then. Chase and Big Joe are coming up next. Keep it right here on 102.5 The Game.